Avast ahoy and g'day once again to ye mateys! I be your intriguingly careworn and understatedly past my use-by date GM, Josh the Pirate, and it brings me more excitement than walking a tightrope over a crocodile-infested swamp to welcome you back to Corsair's Cove and Mano a Mano. With me, I have my darling wife, the splendid, excellent, and really rather gorgeous Karen! Karen, who the absolute heck are you?
I am gorgeous, apparently.
And splendid.
Great. I'm also a performer, a writer. You can follow me on Twitter at MotherO'Bunnies, where I retweet a lot of cute bunny pictures, and occasionally have opinions on things as well, which is good fun.
It's been nice.
You can also follow my Bella Skeletal Ego on Instagram at Miss Lola Moore. I have a show on the 9th of October. That's going to be fun. And you can also listen to me on the D&D podcast, There Be Dragons, link in chat. Lots of fun. I play a dragonborn warrior with a big axe and an axe to grind. Which is my new play on words for that character.
Tony, we are very good, matey. How be ye? And I be Josh the Pirate, and you can find me here on my channel, Corsair's Cove, where I run D&D and other RPG-related stuff. Yes, Ardana likes your earrings, Karen.
I can see. They're pretty fabulous. I want more dice earrings. I'm exercising an incredible amount of restraint, not buying all the ones I like on Etsy.
I think my favorite is actually your dice necklace.
The dice necklace is pretty dope.
It's an alternate mold D4 with a rose in it, or like a tiny mini rose in it.
It's got a little rosebud inside the crystal D4. It's very pretty.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Oh, good to hear it, Tony. Yes, I be Josh the Pirate. You can find me here on my channel doing D&D stuff and other related things with my lovely lady wife. If you like the majestic voice, but you think I could stand to tone the face down a little bit, you can find me in the podcast There Be Dragons as well, where I play the infamous and deadly pirate Scan Felspar and his little dragon, Rush. And you could also find me other places this week, a few other places actually. Firstly, I'll be over on The Law Right tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. for more Ada Linda, which I'm really excited about. And then if you would like to meet Ada Linda's cousin, you can come and hang out here on Roll with Advantage, on Corsair's Cove on Sunday night for our International Talk Like Josh the Pirate Day charity marathon. 27 hours of D&D and other related games.
Because sleep is overrated.
Yes, you can. The really fun thing is, yes, in the very first game in that charity marathon will be featuring one of my students, Scarlett. Scarlett is going to be playing Anastasia, who is canonically Ada Linda's cousin. Which I think is kind of fun. We sleep in the grave, and not before. Exactly right, Tony. We are dungeon masters in our life now. I have a wish list. Yeah, you do.
I do. I have a very big wish list of dice earrings.
Further to that, Karen, we have a special announcement, do we not? They're sitting on the dining room table.
Yes, we do have a special announcement.
Shall I go grab them?
You should probably go grab them, and I'll
You tell everybody about what we're going to be doing.
Like with them, or with the... I'm not sure which one he wants to do. Anyway, what Josh is referring to is our final sponsor for the amazing pirate-themed charity stream. Obviously, we've already put... Oh, I'm getting
Take your pick, which one you want?
Well, I'll have this one.
Okay.
So this is one of them. Beautiful shiny box. Some of you might recognize the cheeky little logo there. These may be donated by the fine folks at Wooden Forge Gaming Accessories. And my goodness, guys, I cannot express how beautiful and sexy these items are. And the fact that I have to give them away causes me physical pain. But look at it. This is she oak. This is like a little... And it pops open. You got two little sections there. So you can either keep 2 sets of dice, or you can have dice and a minifig.
Hey, Cranky. I mean, you could have about 4 minifigs without any danger of them getting damaged.
You could. You could probably cram 6 in this bad boy if you wanted to. But for maximum, display cleanliness, 1 minifig and your boss's baddest set of dice. would be my recommendation. And like, I probably look like a complete weirdo, but I always have to smell their stuff because whatever they use on their wood smells so good.
Oh, Aaron told me what it was, but I cannot now remember. It was some manner of natural oil. It is food safe as well, which I think is really cool.
Which means I can lick it.
You
but
could
that
lick
would be
it.
Inappropriate.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it worth more if I lick it? I don't know how much clout I have online yet.
And if you think that's pretty, I've got a slightly bigger box. Which I do the opening here, live unboxing. There we go. This is a Sheoak. This is a Dice Keeper? Or is that the Dice Keeper? No, that's the Adventurer's Chest.
This is the Adventurer's Chest.
This is the Dice Keeper. I shall take it out of. So it comes really well packed. The boxes are super pretty as well. Like, it's just a really nice box. And then...
And just saying, this is one well-placed sticker away from being easily recycled as a gift box for something else later.
And if we, I don't know, send them out with some stickers.
Yeah. We've done half the work for you.
And we crack it open there. Again, very powerful very powerful magnets. So it does not just pop open easily, but it does pop open.
Because I have one of these. This is my one. And I always struggle to open it a bit because it's full of dice and I don't want to just flick them everywhere.
So they each also comes with a little bit of information about the wood they're made of. I know you can't probably read that, but it says about Sheoak there. Sheoak, West Australian Sheoak. So is this a West Aussie wood as well? Is not an oak, as the name suggests, but more resembles a tall, shaggy tree covered in needle-like branchlets. The indigenous people of West Australia would use Sheoak as soft bedding for babies to rest and play as the branchlets are avoided by snakes, and would make boomerangs out of the timber. As the wood is hard and strong, Sheoak is typically pale yellow with an even and fine grain and simple streaky figuring in the wood, and there is. It's very hard to display it well with the light, but you can see
need some sunlight on that bad boy.
You can see the striations in the wood quite well there. Got this wavy pattern above the grain, or sort of in the grain, but not the grain. It is laser etched, and inside we've got padded dice, 3 sets of dice and a minifig or 2 up there, and on the other side you have a beautiful leather embossed rolling tray. All of that gorgeous thing. Again, and saddened we have to give it away.
The dice sound very satisfying when they hit the dice tray.
Yeah, I roll in a Wooden Forge Dice Keeper for pretty much all the games I run on the channel. And oh my god, they're so pretty. Aaron, if you're watching, my dude, what a champion, what an absolute legend. This is the Dice Keeper. Yeah.
And Aaron, it's Aaron and Nate who run Wooden Forge. Aaron is in one of the games for the charity stream as well. I believe game 2.
Yes.
Off the top of my head.
Yes.
With so me and Kate. You can see the man, the myth, the legend.
Oh, what a bloody champion. Yeah.
Your computer screen. And if you donate $5 or more to the charity Tilt to 5, you go into the draw to win one of those sexy beasts. And we might even put a few cheeky roll with advantage dice in one of them for you.
Or
gave us so many
sticker
at
dice. Least. Or a few stickers or something. Yeah, we like to model it all up.
Maybe that big chunky D20 that I freaking love.
That wouldn't fit in the box.
No.
So maybe not that one.
It might fit in the minifig compartment, but you might have to squish it down. It's big. It's a big boy. Like,
never mind, Sabutius. I'm sure they will at some point. Yes,
you just have to watch the VOD for us to compliment them shamelessly.
Yeah, I told Aaron how gorgeous they were when he showed them to me yesterday, so I did get to already. He knows what I think of his work.
The things like me and Josh are independently fans of wood and wooden furniture and furniture wood stuff.
I used to do really carpentry my own self.
About their work. Like, I am sitting at a desk that we stripped back and refinished. It's beautiful. I'm not going to show you because it's messy, but take my word for it. I'm in a beautiful wooden desk right now.
Yeah, one of those gorgeous fold-down, roll-toppy desks with leather inlay on the bit that she's leaning on.
I got it for a steal because it had a discount voucher.
And it was in an op shop, was it not?
Yeah.
And it needed a lot of love. It needed a lot of love.
It was banged up. It took, a couple of weeks of us working on it in our spare time to sand that whole thing back.
Yeah, because it needed completely stripping back and then re-oiling.
There was not an inch of that thing that did not have dings in it. The leather's still pretty banged up, but to be honest,
I kind of like it.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
got character to it. What else do we need to talk about? We do need to talk about the people of Ukraine, who are still going through a bit of stuff. The war isn't going too badly. They're actually taking back ground now, but that doesn't help the people who've already lost their homes.
Yeah, and that's a pretty intense, horrible thing to go through. And the link in chat is for the Emergency Action Appeal. It's an Australian-based charity appeal, and they're explicitly raising money to help the refugees. So some 11 million Ukrainians have had to flee the violence so far, which is a staggering number of people who need help. So if you do have any spare pennies, feel free to follow the link in chat, drop it in there. Every little bit helps. And if you are listening and you have already donated, you're a bloody legend.
What a champion. Oh, that's very nice.
Is that the...
This is the double cherry cupcake sour.
I always want to get you one of those for your birthday, just because it feels like a birthday cake sort of beer.
It tastes
it's
not
Josh's
unlike...
birthday next Thursday, by the way, guys.
Yep,
Don't forget.
One week until I'm in the second half of my 30s.
Oof.
I'm okay with it. I'm not dying inside. I am. No, I'm actually not fussy about my age particularly. Alrighty.
Fix
So
yourself. I hurt my ankle getting out of my car today. So.
we also need to thank Sirenscape for the music. They're currently gracing your ear holes. This is Inner Forest, which is one of my favorite tracks, or as we like to call it on the channel, the soft jazz. We also,
at the moment now.
I also need to remind our robust, hard-wearing, and possibly, and honestly, quite stoic audience to please like, follow, and subscribe to all the things, you bloody champions. We have all the socials. You can join us on our YouTube, the Tube of You, and you can join us on our Discord if you fancy chatting with us. I need to upload the thing that we homebrewed a few weeks ago, but I haven't for a very good reason. The Lentum Hivemind and the Nangalaku Warriors were both homebrewed on a Tactics Tuesday, and I haven't uploaded them yet, like I said I would, because I want to use them on the charity weekend first. Then I will put the rules, I promise.
So they will go up probably on Tuesday, because Monday night will be very, very tight. Yeah.
I have 2 gigs on Tuesday.
Oh, why did you do that to yourself?
Because I like money. And, you know, I had to support my hobbies, you know, eating and living in a house.
You do like living in a house.
Isn't it great?
Yeah.
Roofs and stuff.
It's pretty cold outside. The horror, later part of the 30s.
Adana is like a year and a bit older than I am, I think. Not even. Yeah, it's less than 12 months older than me. I'll be 36 next week.
And I'll be 34 in a month.
Less than.
Just under a month. 3 days under a month. I have not messaged my sister, and it's her birthday today.
I knew that.
Josh, entertain the lovely folks while I message my sister happy birthday before she thinks.
Yes.
And I did actually remember because I was double checking that we'd sorted her present today. So I remembered her birthday. I just didn't actually message her to say happy birthday.
Well, let me tell everybody a little bit more about the International Talk Like Josh the Pirate Day Charity Marathon. The first game will be an easy D6 game between with me, Karen, and 4 of our lovely students, and in one case, an ex-student. Nyoda, Scarlett, Kaylin, and Balana will be joining us for that one. Then, at 10 p.m. that evening on the Sunday nights here in WA time, we will have Kato Sullivan, Mike Moans, Aaron from Wooten Forge, and Shannon from Paradise RPG will be joining me for a game of Piratical 5e. Then Tony will take over the DM's chair at 2 a.m. Australian Standard Time, West Australian Time, for a game of Mutant Chronicles with Ardana, Des, the Maharishi, Daria, and Wabajak Wagon, which is super cool. Nerds of the West are raiding. Raid. Favorite raid emotes up in chat. Nerds, thank you so much for the raid, you bloody legends. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We are just getting started, and I'm telling everybody about my new charity marathon that's coming up this Sunday for International Talk Like Josh the Pirate Day. Hey, Kate, good to see you here. Kate will be joining us for that as well. Then, as in for the previous game, then 6 a.m. Jack O'Brien will be taking over as the DM for a Pulp Cthulhu, pirate-themed Cthulhu game, as in Call of Cthulhu game, with GM's Workshop. Rackham from GM's Workshop will be joining us. Deck Strength Con, Dan O'Brien, and the dreaded GM will be joining us for that. What a bloody legend. Exactly. Then Dread takes over the DM seat. Saz the Meeple, Rachel Fukar, Joss Hodges from Phoenix Iwaki, and Karen will be rounding out the list of that game for a game of Tales from the Loop, which is a kids on bike style thing. They will all be, it's set in the 80s, and they'll all be like 12 to 15 year olds doing a kids on bike style adventure, which I'm super looking forward to. At which point, Karen and I play a game of Last Shooting. That's at 2 p.m. Western Standard Time, Western Australian Time on the Monday. Last Shooting is based on the Final Bid system, and Brendan and I played it a while back, and it's great. We really, really loved it, so I'm excited to play that with Karen, particularly after like no sleep for 24 hours. That's going to be really exciting.
Yes, that's Monday afternoon, so we may be delirious by that point.
Hang on, what have we got? Have you got a social post up with all the times? The different sessions have them, but not a unilateral yet, I don't think.
Yes, there isn't one post with every single time. There will be by Sunday. But at the moment, there's just posts with the different groups of people. And
we'll be running... Playing. We won't be stopping at any point unless the internet craps out on me, so it will be a one ongoing stream. Fucking wood.
Yeah, it's changing
every... Wooden forge. There we are.
First session is 3 hours, and then every session after that is 4 hours.
Every 4 hours, yeah. Karen and I, the last shooting thing may not take the full 4 hours, but we might just be chilling and vibing and doing some more prize reveals and things like that. We have, and then the final game of it will be 6 till 10 p.m. AWST, which is finishing off, almost finishing off the penultimate episode of Humblewood of Midnight and Madness with Rach, Jack, Dan, and Ro, which is very exciting as well. We have 3 incredible sponsors. The people at Wooden Forge have given us 2 gorgeous things. Look at that. Look at it. 2 she-oak items, one a dice keeper and the other an adventurer's chest. Then the lovely folks at Roll with Advantage, !RWA, have sent us a very pretty box of little sacks, little furry sacks of dice. And in one case, a leather box of dice with some extremely sharp and pretty dice.
Yeah, you step on those, you're losing some blood.
Crippling yourself. And then the splendid people at Meeples and Dragons, Saz and John the Dragon, have given us 4 stemless wine glasses to give away as well, each with a D&D class printed, sort of laser etched on the side with a design on it. There is a sorcerer, an artificer, a barbarian, and a druid, which are, of the 14 designs they have, probably 4 of my 5 favorites. So, I was like, wow, you nailed it. That's super cool. And we're extremely grateful to all of our donors for this. I'm really excited. Every $5 donated gives you a chance to win. Puts you in the draw to win some beautiful RPG-related stuff. And I'm super stoked. We've got like $750 worth of stuff to give away. Which puts us a little bit of pressure because we now need to raise at least twice that to just justify it. But last year we raised over $1,100, so I don't think that's going to be a thing. I reckon we can manage it. Let's do it for childhood cancer support, which we actually haven't really talked about. Childhood cancer support is the people we are supporting. Childhood cancer support picks up on a very often overlooked part of charity. It's there to support people whose children have cancer. So it's not the kids themselves, it is the families who are having to often commute from regional areas in Australia particularly, and they don't have a place to stay when they get there, and the kid needs to be looked after, and they need a place to live. And so it's supporting the families of the people with cancer, which is, something that doesn't get done very much. So what they do is crazy important. And yeah, I think they deserve all the love and all the praise and all the money we can raise them. So let's do that. It's a really
They also
cool
have
thing.
excellent taste in charity themes.
Exactly. And it's also cool because it's our streamiversary.
It is our streamiversary.
Which is the only reason to keep doing it on the 19th, even if it is a weekday for the next 5 years. Because I don't know if you know this, but the date progresses by 1 day a week every year. I didn't
so
realize
it's not going to be a
until I was
Saturday
18.
until...
Yeah. Until 2025. 26.
26 or 27.
Yeah. The ways away.
Yeah.
So we might have to do something else on the 19th.
You know, this is assuming we haven't all died in the climate apocalypse by 2026.
Yeah, look. So, Karen, what the absolute heck happened last time?
Oh my goodness. So much happened last week.
Getting back to the D and all the Ds.
Yeah, you can tell a lot happened because I have a lot of... Well, actually, I stopped writing because I was panicking about what was happening. So...
Well, you find your notes, and I'm just going to greet the nerds properly. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, Lizelle! It skips 2 days in leap years. It would as well, would it not? Yes.
So it'd only be 4 years.
Oh, yeah, 4 years then. It'll probably be all right.
Cool.
Yeah.
So,
it's still a ways off.
Our little party of Beryl the Bard, Garrett the Scribe / Rune Knight, Garok the Dragonborn
Merchant.
Monk
Merchant.
Merchant. And Oceanus, our rescued elf friend, awoke on an island in the middle of a swamp, and enjoyed cold frog leg for breakfast before heading off towards where we hoped the lizard people were encamped. And we have to cross a river delta to get there. And in the process of working out how we're going to do this, we discover that, mainly by Garrett falling into a puddle, that the helmet we took from the Bottledown King lets you breathe underwater. So we have a helmet of breathing underwater, which is dope. So Oceanus escorts us one by one to swim across the river because Oceanus is like a pro in the water and can bring the helmet back each time. And Eagle-Eyed Garrett spots the trail leading to the cave in which the lizard folk are lurking. There's a door in a small mound. I knock and then back up as we hear like lizard-like noises. And some lizards come out carrying spears, and they don't seem super thrilled that we're there because they're pointing them at us. But being a bard, I managed to diffuse the situation with the power of music. And this seems to chill them out enough to at least bring us inside to meet their leader, presumably.
Hold up, we just lost audio. Did we? I think we're back now, but that's fucking weird.
Still hear us?
Yeah, it looks like it. There we go. Okay. Sorry, go back again. We did lose audio. I wasn't receiving it. I don't know why, but it's back weird. Now. Yeah. Didn't drop. Okay, weird.
Anyway, the lizards threatened us. I played some sick dulcimer and got out my dancing rat, and they mellowed up a bit and let us come inside. But they did make us leave our weapons behind. But silly them, because I have a sword hidden inside my dulcimer, so I'm technically still armed. Anyway, and they take us through this kind of series of tunnels with these lizards folks around, and eventually we get into this big cavern space with animal heads mounted on the wall, and I noted them all down in case it was important. There was a fish head, an insect head, some kind of leathery predator head with big teeth, a goblinoid, and an aquatic humanoid with fangs, a brown bear, 2 sharks, and a large cat.
I can even show you a picture of the head of the thing that you saw. The aquatic humanoid with fangs. There he is, up there in the middle of the screen. That's the whole thing. I could make him a little bigger, I guess.
Ooh, yeah, you wouldn't want to meet him down a dark alley. He could bite you. But yeah, so his head was on the wall. And there's 2 baby lizard folk, they're not babies. There's 2 lizard folk children hanging out, and so they're like told to bugger off and what we think is said is get their mother. I'm like, okay, this must be the queen. Anyway, the not queen arrives. There's this dude with a long staff with a purple geode on the end. And he demands an offering for the lizard god. And I cannot read my handwriting where I wrote down the name of the lizard god. And after a moment of kind of panic and indecision, I present him with cold frog meat.
Shemunaya,
the lizard god. So I present
pretty much
some cold frog leg to the shaman. And Garrett sets it on fire for extra flair, and then I use my little cantrip to make it smell delicious with this delicious roasted frog leg scent. And the shaman seems pretty pleased with that. Though it turns out he just wanted money, which would have been easier. But this way I don't have to give him any money and I get rid of my leftovers. Then the actual queen arrives, Arthur Kent.
Arthur Kent, yep.
She is blue, which is unusual, but cool. I'm down for it. And the two kids are flanking her, wearing a fancy leather dress. She's got a silver crown with lots of stuff in it. She doesn't seem to like the shaman, but she lets him go. So I guess they have beef. Anyway, she comes to talk to Beryl. I curtsy, and she actually does a little curtsy back, and so does her daughter, and then she smacks her son with her tail, and he bows too, so we're all being polite and shit. So we have a chat, and I explain that, and this is where my notes ended because I was focusing too hard on what I was actually doing. And, I explained that Bottledown don't want to fight with them. They just want to do some trade. Like, they're happy for trading partners. So if that's all they have in mind, that's cool. And they're pleased by that because it turns out they already have beef with somebody else. Dun, dun, dun. The terrifying aquatic fanged fish dudes turns out are real bastards. And that's why the Lizardfolk have set up in the swamp, because they were driven out of their home by
the Sahagin
aggressives. The Sahagin, the fish.
One of which is sitting in the middle of the screen.
Yes. So they're like, it would be really cool if everyone would unite to fight the Sahagin. And Beryl's like, that would be cool. They sound really dangerous and like they might be a problem for Bottledown later if something's not done about them. And then somehow I'm so silver-tongued and fabulous that I am asked to talk to all the delegates from the different aquatic species and convince them to all unite against the Sahagin and banish them from their watery abode. Which was not what Beryl was angling for at all. She was just hoping to get out alive and with a promise of trading. But life throws you some curveballs. So apparently I have to now go around playing diplomat with a bunch of aquatic races and convince them all to fight together against one bad group of people.
Well, most from what I don't know if you got this, but the Queen has pretty much already got most of them to agree to this.
Yeah.
The alliance is already in place. It's more about convincing them to let you in.
And
let Bottledown in.
And I'm trying to be I don't know if Bottledown will give you tons of soldiers. Also, our soldiers can't breathe underwater, which is a problem.
You can.
I can, but I'm not meant to be a soldier anymore. I'm meant to be retired. Beryl's like, I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah, I'm too old for this shit. Beryl's Danny Glovering it.
Yeah, Beryl's Danny Glover. Yeah, so basically go around and say, hey, Bottledown will probably be happy to trade with you guys for weapons and supplies and stuff. And I act super coy about what happened with the ship that some of their guys were hiding on.
And she knows.
She knows that I'm being coy about it because I didn't want to be yeah, they were on the ship and we kind of just were going to turn them over, but then they snuck off the boat, which honestly was probably the best outcome.
Though you did manage to imply that you didn't know there were weapons on it. You personally did not
Me
know.
personally, I'm pretending I don't know that there were a shit ton of weapons on the boat. I'm just like, oh, well, if they're yours, I'm sure we
Don't
can
see
talk
why
to
they wouldn't
the
be.
council and be like, yeah, you can have all your weapons back. They're totally going to want something in exchange. But, that's future Beryl's problem.
Well, in exchange, they would get the agreement that the lizard folk won't attack them. And possibly...
Yeah, if you give us all our weapons back, we promise not to attack.
Because they need them to kill the Sahagin, which is good
they're
for everybody.
Too busy killing fish sticks to fight halflings.
Yeah, I mean, well, this is it. The halflings are very dangerous on land. Like the Bottledown would be able to defend itself well on land. It just wouldn't be up to much in the water. However, it does have a very serviceable warship now.
It does.
Thanks to you, and a mercenary on retainer, or 3, one of whom can now breathe water, and potions of water breathing aren't that hard to acquire.
I think this is the definition of biting off more than you can chew. I'm like, oh, I didn't mean to get involved in a war.
I just came to make sure there wasn't one. I found myself in the middle of one. And now I don't know what to do about it.
Would it be rude to get everyone to be best buddy pals and then just skip off into the sunset with my Dulcimer over one shoulder going, bye, good luck?
Totally valid thing to do. Yeah.
Anyway, that was where we were at. Beryl is suddenly now the diplomat on the scene. Possibly talking to a bunch of folks with whom she has no common language. So,
well, actually, you aren't sure of that. So there are 3 other races in the alliance. There are the Coalith, the Coalinth rather, the Merfolk, and the Locantha. I said last week it was the Lolacantha. I was pronouncing it wrong. It's Locantha. Or the Locantha. I think probably it's more like Locantha.
And which one is Oceanus a member of? Is he different?
He is none of them. Oceanus is a 4th species, a sea elf. Right. Merfolk are merpeople, as in have fish tails. Coalinth are aquatic goblins. And I have a picture of one of them, if you like. There you go. That's a Coalinth. A Coalinth, rather. They are, sort of green-skinned, webbed feet, but think, goblins, but with very, a little bit streamlined. Sort of like they're more hydra dynamic.
Right, the creature from the
Black Lagoon?
Black Lagoon, yeah.
It's a little bit that, but the armor is actually crabs. It's hard to see on the screen, but yeah. And his trident has got bits of seaweed dripping off it, but the central spike of the trident is a swordfish nose. Oh, no, not a swordfish. There's a shark with a sharp, pointy nose. Is it a swordfish? It might be.
I think it's a swordfish, isn't it?
Yeah. That. Some characters see greatness, some just stumble onto it, and how do I get out of this? I'm sure I didn't want it. Yeah. Sawfish. It might be a sawfish. Yeah.
It might be a sawfish. Because there's one that has like barbs on it, and one that's just pointy.
Yeah, this one's got barbs on it. Here, I'll make it bigger.
That's a swordfish, and then the pointy one is a swordfish. Because the people who name fish don't bother to be.
No, they're fairly lazy.
More. Less hard to confuse. It's like people who name their children all starting with the same letter. I'm like, yeah, that's a recipe for calling for the wrong child every single time.
Look, said nobody in particular. My parents named both me and my younger brother with J names. Mm-hmm. You can see in the middle.
At least they didn't do it 3 times. They just did it twice.
You can see in the middle there the little barbs on that. I'll cut it back now so you can see Karen's lovely face. And the Locatha are these little boys. Aren't they cute?
This is where we wait for the. Oh, they're like fish guys.
Yeah, they're like ambulatory fish. They are, the Locatha are the only ones who don't have beef with anyone really, but they're kind of cute little boys. Beryl, you just concluded a conversation with Otherkent, the Queen of the Lizardfolk, her minister Sarov, and her 2 heirs apparent, and have been granted leave to roam the Lizardfolk den for a day while Otherkent considers your proposal, and then while you convince her allies that including Bottledown in the alliance against the evil Shahagan is a good move. So, Beryl, what do you do?
Find a quiet corner to
Oh, wait, sorry, I do have to do my thing. Mateys, may your leftovers be useful bargaining chips and all your rats be enthusiastic dancers as we head tremulously at first and then with mounting heat and passion into Telos. So, Beryl, what do you do?
I need to find a quiet corner to have an emotional moment in, is what I need to do.
Well, Arthur Kent would get up and leave and sort of leave you to it. She and Sarah would take the kids and go. She would hiss at you, enjoy your stay.
Oh, well, thank you. I will. And then under my breath, if I don't die of a panic attack. Guys, we have to convince them to all ally against the Shahagan.
Well, that went well. Did that go well? Sounded like it went well. We're still alive.
Yeah, she's not gonna kill us. And they won't kill the halflings as long as they help them with these evil fish guys they gotta all defeat.
I just want to respond to Ardana's question quickly, Karen. How many kobolds do I need to create a threat for a level 4 party?
Bring a trench coat.
If it is how many kobolds do you want to create to oppose a threat to Adelinda, what you really need to ask is how many kobolds do you need to give her as future allies? Then -1 from that number. Or add 1 to that number, because one of them's probably going to die. Let's be honest. Anywho.
The poor kobolds, they just get tossed in the story to be killed or enslaved.
No, one of them dies because the leader, normally, she nobbles the leader and then becomes their leader, and the rest of them do what she says. She normally does it quietly as well, so the rest of them don't know. They just think the leader pissed off. Because they're very stupid.
I was so excited the first time we met kobolds in D&D. I was like, oh my god, these are kobolds. Everyone jokes about them, and now we're actually interacting with them. They were very dumb.
They were very... we wound up trading them an animated suit of armor that won't obey them.
Whoops. They don't know that.
They didn't know that. I think we just told it to stay near their leader. But it won't do what he says.
It's just gonna hover around looking intimidating, which, to be honest, is like all good bodyguards.
All it needs, really. So what do you do, Beryl?
I'm gonna talk to the others and be like, okay, I just want to get a handle on what languages we gotta work here with. Obviously, we all speak Elvish, which is good. And, you know, Garok's got his dragon Draconic? It's Draconic, isn't it?
It's Draconic. I also speak Dwarven, which probably won't help us very much.
Yeah, I kind of got that one.
Obviously, Common and Elvish. So, yeah, that's my 4. Normally enough for most situations, but I don't do a lot with dealing with the underwater folk.
Yeah. Oh, Shianna, do you know, like, do all these races speak different languages, or do they all, like, speak, like, Aquan?
Most, it's a worthy question and one I had not prepared to answer, so let me just have a quick looklet. Soalith, yeah, cool, that one's that answer, and...
We need like the equivalent of elevator music when you ask the DM a question. They have to quickly look up. It's like, please stand by.
And Merfolk. Yeah. He says, yes. Did I remove what languages he speaks? Did I never write it down what he speaks?
For convenience sake, it'd be great if he spoke all the languages we need him to speak. For the
He
next part of the
probably
story.
would speak, at least be vaguely familiar with Locatha, with Coalinth, because they're at war with his people. Unfortunately, that doesn't mean you want him talking to them.
No, like we.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He says, well, Locatha and Merfolk speak Aquan, which I am fluent in.
Oh, good.
Coalinth don't. They speak Goblin.
Oh, right. I don't speak Goblin.
Neither do I. They are normally, however, fluent in Common as well, a lot of them. Particularly if any have been sent on a diplomatic mission, they would have been sent,
You'd hope
presumably
they'd-
be able to speak either Common or Draconic.
Fingers crossed. With the kind of the way things are between your people and them, would it be better if you weren't there when we were talking to them, or would it be like?
Almost certainly.
Okay, cool. Well, when we get an eyeball of them, we'll.
If a Coalinth saw me, there's a non-zero chance they would just attack.
And we don't want that. That is the opposite of what we want. Okay.
I am glad to actually be not armed right.
Yeah, we don't want you getting stabbed. I don't think that'll help with the whole we should all work together vibe we're going for here.
No. Would the inclusion of the Sea Elves be a goal?
Well, I suppose you kind of have a horse in this race too, you know.
If not more than Bottledown, to be honest. The Shahagan pose a threat to everyone in this area, not just aquatic, but also on land. Shahagan, firstly, Bottledown is a trading port, and it's a port. The Shahagan could close down the sea lanes if they were the undisputed masters of the nearby ocean.
Which would be inconvenient.
It would basically starve Bottledown. Bottledown also looks to be a primarily fish-based food.
They do eat a lot of fish. Question. If you were to kind of approach your people about being in on this, what would be the best way to pitch it? Would it be like we're helping out the Lizardfolk and the Coalinth are there? Or we're helping an alliance of aquatic races for the elimination of a common enemy? And there's
Definitely
Coalinth.
that.
Okay.
Definitely that.
Okay.
You would almost, however, have to convince the Coalinth not to attack the Sea Elves anymore. The problem is, I suspect you would find, and whilst my people maintain it was them who started it, I'm sure they do the same.
Yeah, that happens.
It is possibly even more likely with them because Coalith don't tend to live very long and elves do. We can remember a time before, not I, but my parent can recall a time before the war between the Sea Elves and the Coalinth, whereas they have had probably 40 generations who have known only war between them and the Sea Elves.
So that's a lot of time to be passing on inaccurate information.
And, you know, if you're telling somebody who wasn't born when this happened why it happened, you're probably going to flavor it to make yourself look as good as possible, or your great-grandparents look as good as possible.
Yeah, you're not going to be like, yeah, my great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandpappy Coalinth was a real dick, and now our races fight each other. You're going to be like, they've been dicks forever, and we have no choice but to push back against their dickishness.
Ultimately, I think too much has been done on either side that it could easily be ended. However,
temporarily,
I think a neutral mediator is possibly what would be needed.
Oh, that's me now, isn't it?
Not necessarily. Queen
Okay.
Arthur Kent has some sway in this as well. The
That's
Merfolk and the Locantha are also interested parties.
Well, since I seem to be the one that very much talked myself into this, you guys are under no pressure to kind of be super involved if you don't want to be.
Well,
Obviously-
on this matter, your pardon, Mistress Ingoldsfjord, but I do have a horse in this race.
Oh, yeah, it's trading port and you need the trading port.
I am a member of the Respectful Guildmasters of Eos. We came here to find trade, and if the sea lanes are locked down, it will hurt trade. I want you to succeed, and I will help you any way I can.
Oh, thank you, girl.
Oceanus chimes in and says, whilst I cannot provide assistance regarding the Coalinth, in fact my presence would be harmful to your efforts, I am more than happy to translate Aquan for the Merfolk and the Locantha.
Oh, thank you.
Because I too have a horse in this race, and if you are involved, even if my people are not, I will stand with you, Beryl.
Oh, thank you.
You are perhaps unaware of how much loyalty you engender.
Oh, guys, you can't make me blush.
I'm in too. I don't really care, but I'm in. Beryl, you've always done right by me, and I'll do right by you, you know?
Thank you, friend.
I mean, I don't know what I can do. I'm not much of a talker. Well, I can talk a lot, but I don't talk an awful lot of sense, mostly.
Well,
If they want something written down, though, if you want a peace treaty that looks nice, I could whip one up.
yeah, you can make a mint agreement. So we could possibly, write something down that everyone can agree on, and then we
Something
can take
fancy.
Then we
Yeah.
can take it back to the council and be like, "This is the deal."
I can do fancy. And councils, they like it when it's written down.
Oh, they love it. They love a
Bureaucrats.
fancy document with some
Yeah.
seals,
Something
maybe
they
a
can
little
sign. Oh, if there was a ribbon they could cut, they'd be in.
ribbon. Oof. Yeah.
Like at a public ceremony.
Yeah. Well, they can put it on a plinth in front of the whole of Bottledown and be like,
And they can
"We
get-
are going to go forth and protect these noble and persecuted sea folk."
And Arthur
Cut the
Kent
ribbon.
could, if Arthur Kent showed up in her regal finery, which I'll be honest, it's different, but it looks pretty cool.
I like the crown a lot.
They probably like it. They probably go, oh, we're very important and special.
And what's his face? He loves a bit of pomp and ceremony.
Yeah, he does, yeah. Quickly looks up name of person.
I know this is down the priority list
I
right
know
now,
this
but
one.
I should write some sort of song about people coming
Gellin
together.
Prime Water. Yeah.
Gellin, that's it, Gellin. I forgot his name because he was a little annoying. And I could write some sort of song about, maybe we need to think of some sort of similar historical event that I could dramatize to remind everyone of what is at stake.
Well, this is all sounding very promising, and and my axe. But,
You shall have my dulcimer and my rat.
GM's Workshop is raiding as well. Second raid of the day, you bloody champions. GM's Workshop, Rackham, you splendid being, you.
Coming, beyond
Potatoes in chat, everyone. Oh, I've got potatoes as well. But he must have gifted me them. Mwah.
Whoop, whoop. I love potatoes so much.
We didn't find out quite how much Karen loved potatoes until we spent a year and a half in the UK.
Oh my god. The English do a lot of things wrong, but potatoes is not one of them, my god.
Culinarily wise, a lot of English cuisine is pretty shit, but our potato usage is pretty good.
Top notch. Top notch.
So, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We are currently playing the adventure Danger at Dunwater. Karen and I are playing 1v1 D&D. I am the DM. Karen is the player. Hey, Miyabi. Rassend Gurkle. That's an excellent stream name. Welcome. Thank you very much. Ooh, someone gave me potatoes. Ooh. Yes.
See, now I want to know if I have potatoes. I'm going to be sad of it.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We are... Beryl has just convinced Queen Arthur Kent of the Lizardfolk to consider an alliance between herself and Bottledown, or between Bottledown and the Lizardfolk. However, Arthur Kent cannot speak on behalf of all of the alliances, the alliance of nations that are currently fighting the evil Shahagan. Rackham, you bloody champion, do not worry. Run off to work. You are super late. Go. I can't wait to see you for the charity stream this weekend. Rackham will be joining us on Monday morning, guys, for a game of Call of Cthulhu, DM'd by the incredible Jack O'Brien. We have some incredible giveaways for that stream. Everything goes to childhood cancer support. It is International Talk Like Josh the Pirate Day. We have 11 sets of dice. We've got 2 Wooden Forge dice boxes. Handcrafted wooden tabletop accessories by Wooden Forge. We also have 4 stemless wine glasses by Meeples and Dragons. All of these are to give away, and every $5 donated goes into that draw. Fantastic, and I can't
we will be
wait.
probably doing the 27 hours on very little sleep, so tune in Monday afternoon to watch us slowly slide into madness.
Exactly, Karen. And then next Thursday we will be restarting Humblewood of Monsters and Magic. Which
I just realized my character has also been
about.
handed a massive, like...
Yeah, I do this a lot. I like big tasks.
You keep giving my characters, like, super intense things to do, and...
That you straight up don't know how. Yeah.
Mind you, that's how I kind of go through life, being like, I don't know how to do this. And then I just do it anyway, because I refuse to...
In my experience, adulting is mostly just Googling how to do things.
I can impress the pants off my boss by Googling how to do something and then doing it, and then it's like it's magic.
Like just following Google's instructions. You're like, how did you do that? It was like, Google told me. And they're like, but how did you understand what it said? I was like, because you're old and I'm not. Fundamentally.
She is dangerously technically inept at times.
I'll do that. No, you won't. You'll fuck it up and then I'll have to fix it. It might as well I just do it myself because it'll actually be quicker that way.
And then at one of my other jobs, the guy who was meant to be in charge of the IT accidentally crashed the internet at the workplace.
The whole internet.
Yeah. It took hours to get it back up so no one could do any work because all our systems were like web-based.
Myabi, thank you very much for the sub as well, my friend. Karen, in honor of Myabi's sub, the next roll you make, you can add a d6.
Love it.
Or you can have inspiration. Either way, if you don't have inspiration, you can have that instead.
I'm pretty sure I still have inspiration. I'm pretty sure I haven't used it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, for your ongoing diplomatic efforts, you may well need it. So, you have a d6.
I need to put like a sticker on my webcam when I have inspiration, so I like literally am looking at it and can remember I have it.
Alrighty.
Cool.
Well, so Oceanus speaks Aquan, as do Merfolk and Locantha. Coalinth speak Goblin and probably Common as well, if not Draconic. You've determined that the leaders of the Lizardfolk, most Lizardfolk do not, hashtag not most Lizardfolk, but most leader Lizardfolk do speak a bit of Common. So either the Coalinth speak Common or possibly Draconic. So you, one way or other, you're covered and you don't have to involve Oceanus, the sea elf, who might antagonize. You also get the vibe. In fact, make me an insight check.
Immediately can't get my dice box open.
And let's put the picture of the cute little Locantha.
It is so cute.
It's a really adorable aquatic species.
It reminds me of a Hayao Miyazaki character, and I can't put my finger on who it reminds me of. I just rolled a 1.
Why don't you do it using the D&D Beyond
dice roller?
Yeah, because that's what the dice roller in the center of the stream is for.
It is. I don't know why I did that. Thank God I screwed that up. Oh my goodness. It was an insight, wasn't it?
Yes, please. I'd love it if you fail it again.
No, I got a 16.
All right. Yeah.
Is that the one I have to add a d6 to?
No. You can save it for whenever you want. You have to use it today, because we probably won't remember.
No.
Because the next episode of this is a little ways off, I imagine.
Yeah, it'll be a couple of weeks. It'll be...
And then we'll move it back to a Monday night after...
It'll be Monday in 3 weeks will be the next one of these.
Yeah.
Follow us on the socials for all the updates. Or join our Discord.
An awful lot coming. It's going to be a heck of a week next week, and so many new systems on the channel as well.
I know.
Like we've never had EZD6, we've never had a Call of Cthulhu game. We've had a Mutant Chronicles, and we've had a Last Shooting, but we haven't had EZD6, Tales from the Loop, or Call of Cthulhu. So that's very cool. Yeah, I'm really excited about that, and all the prizes and all the people I get to play with and watch.
And I like the Mutant Chronicles system because one is good. And I'm a low roller most of the time, so...
Okay, so your insight of 16.
Yes.
You determine that Oceanus was doing his level best to sound reasonable about the Coalinth, but his people have a centuries-old enmity. And it's not the sort of thing that even he, a reasonable sea elf who sees that he needs to be cool about these people, he's like, I shouldn't be there. Your insight of 16, I will tell you, he also thinks, yeah, I can't guarantee I won't be an arse about it. So, yeah, that's just something to have in your head about Oceanus.
Yeah, if they're gonna...
He's gonna try, but he can't promise anything, is the sort of thing.
I feel like if they do end up in this together, we kind of keep them at opposite sides of the
like
conflict.
if there's a battle line, you put the Coalinth on one end of it and the Sea Elves on the other.
And never the twain shall meet.
The thing is, however, historically, one of the best ways to get, like, hereditary enemies to sort of join together is actually to give them a common enemy and let them help them vanquish that common enemy together, so they've got a point of, we were cool together once. So this is actually kind of an ideal situation if you can brew a lasting peace between the Coalinth and the Sea Elves.
We need the leader of the Coalinth to save in dramatic fashion, like the leader of the Sea Elves.
Yeah,
and then they have a moment where they look at each other and it looks like they're going to fight and someone's going to die, and then instead they clasp hands and pull them to his feet and they're like, we are brothers now.
And then the Sea Elf princess marries the Coalinth prince.
And they have really weird babies.
Real weird babies. I'm not sure they could crossbreed, to be honest. I don't think goblinoids crossbreed very well with anything that ain't a goblinoid. Alrighty.
They just have a spiritual marriage.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, guys, I think we should go for a little wander around these tunnels and see who we can find. And I will be my best charming self. Should I keep Ratness out or should I send her away? What do you think?
Honestly, until I came ashore, I'd never seen one.
Oh, so she's a novelty.
Probably a novelty, but also, like, they're not going to be frightened of her.
Okay.
I would assume.
Well, Ratness, you can stay. Be cute.
Well, that was the wrong voice. That was Oceanus speaking, not Garruk. Yeah, Garruk's like, I have seen many of them, but I live on the land. Yes, I have not seen many until I came ashore. So it might be a bit of a novelty, I suppose. They certainly don't have the same bias as land dwellers. Rats do swim very well, but they're not aquatic, exactly.
No, like, I wouldn't put Ratness in the water, you know, unless she was really smelly, but she's not smelly at all, are you, sweetie?
I almost tried to purr for her. She wouldn't do that. But yeah, Ratness would sort of nuzzle your hand.
No, you're a good rat, aren't you?
She's not, like, in any way, like, ratty or, like, I love that that's the word, but, you know, like
she's neat looking.
She's quite a nice looking rat.
I'm imagining her as like a rabbit-like rat that, you know, like lots of self-grooming, keeps herself tidy.
Yeah. Well, every time you summon her, it's brand new.
Well,
mint condition.
Yeah.
So it is, I want to stress, the same rat. But it comes out fresh every time. So if
you know,
it gets
when she's
damaged,
banished, she goes to the salon, she gets her claws did.
Yeah. She goes back in her Pokeball. And is recharged to full before you summon her again. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Cool. Well, I will, as much as I can, because I think Ratness is kind of on a low level of ability to follow commands at the moment.
She'll do what you ask, but
yeah,
she'll follow you around and maybe help you in combat.
Well, Ratness, you just stay near me, okay?
She like looks at you. Like doesn't really have any means of communicating with you.
Yeah, it's like looking at our dog and telling her she needs to behave herself. She just
like, I love you so much.
Yeah, you're my favorite person.
Blah 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 blah. Yes, I think so too, human.
She's so dumb.
Blah blah
so
blah
pretty.
dumb. Blah 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 food. Blah 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 walk maybe. Blah 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 blah.
Oh yeah, we discovered the other day, audience, that the dog
park.
has worked out what park means. Because we've been saying park.
I will take her to the park so she doesn't know.
Because if you say walk, she loses her shit. Because she's like, oh my god, we're going for a walk. So we're saying park as shorthand for walk, so she wouldn't lose her shit. But she's worked it out now.
She now has decided that when I get up from my breakfast, I'm about to take her out. Because the last 4 or 5 days... Well, yeah. But for the last 4 or 5 days, I've sat down at my computer to have my breakfast, play a little Minesweeper, and then I get up to put my plate in the sink, and she's like, yes, yes, yes! And I'm like, I know, I don't want you to think that this is a forever thing. Sometimes I have to go to work. Anyway, we have yet to leave the throne room.
We have yet to leave the throne. Okay, let us leave the throne room. I will lead my little gaggle of adventurers. Like, I'll take a moment to, like, brush my clothes down, like, tidy myself up, do any prestidigitation I need to make us look, like, neat and respectable and presentable. And then I'll be like, all right, let's go talk to some folks.
Okay.
And I need to remember that that's what I'm good at, is talking to folks.
You are very good at this.
Thank you.
Yeah, almost as good as I am.
Thank you, Garrett. Let us sally forth to diplomacy.
And beyond. So you head out the door of room 11, the Queen's throne room, essentially. You came down this corridor from the left. Do you want to go back that way, or do you want to continue on to the right?
Do I recall seeing any of the pertinent races on the way down?
Though it's worthy to note, all 3 are aquatic. They can live on land, they can breathe air, but all 3 would probably live in the water, and you are on a headland. So there may well be sea caves around, or an access to the ocean.
Cool.
The lizardfolk can hold their breath for about 15 minutes, but they are not water breathers. Whereas the others, you would know, merfolk certainly are water breathers. They can breathe air, but they can breathe and do breathe water. They don't do well on land. They don't have legs.
Right. Well, then we probably need to head down.
You're at sea level.
Yeah, as in we need to go... If we can find tunnels that go down, there might be waterlogged. And there might be...
Yeah?
Water folk, makes sense, really.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we would have spotted them if they were in the river.
Make me a survival check.
Like, were there just a whole bunch of people hanging out in the river that we just saw?
Or history.
Which is better, history or survival? History's way better. 13.
Okay. 13. Beryl, you would, like, from your approach to this place, you would know that it's very close to the ocean. And if you headed right, you would be walking in the direction of the ocean.
Well, great. Let's head that way, because that's ocean ways. So maybe it comes out in a sea cave.
Okay.
Marilla should have asked about this before she left. Never mind.
We gave you 24 hours, so you've got a while that you can sort of explore.
Yeah. Let's just go for a wander and see what presents itself to us. Come, Ratness!
And Ratness follows you along. You carry on along the tunnel. The tunnels are about 10 foot by 10 foot by 10 foot. No, they're 10 foot wide by 10 foot wide. They're quite long, however. And yeah, you travel along the corridor. It's not perfectly straight. It bends and curves. You can tell that it was dug by hand, as in by claw, rather than with shovels. Most of this was done by just raw physical brute force. The ground is, however, reasonably dry. It's not like muddy underfoot. It's clean and dry in here. which is impressive given that you are in a swamp. So it actually would occur to you that these lizard folk are not as primitive as you think, because how did they do that? There might well be something more at play here. No.
Magic.
You walk up ahead, about 100 feet down the corridor. To your left is a door you would go past. There is another in front of you, another 30 feet down the corridor. One to your left and one right in front.
Cool. Can I stick my ear to the door, have a little listen?
The one to the front or the left?
The left.
Okay, make a perception check.
Right, I'm gonna add my d6 to that.
Oh, okay. You're not gonna. I wouldn't bother.
Okay.
Yeah, just save it for something really important. You can hear some voices on the far side, hissing, sort of lizard folky voices.
Okay.
But it doesn't sound like an argument. It sounds like, in fact, that's all I'll give you with a 6.
I'm gonna be like,
I would say it sounds like a big room.
hey, Grok, could you just have a quick listen and see if you can tell what these folks are talking about?
Sure. Mayabi, could you roll me a perception in chat, please? ! Perception.
See how perceptive the
Find out how
number
perceptive.
randomizer is feeling today. Two very happy lists.
Not that. Well, we've got one from Fizzcannon, a 9. Alrighty. I'll take it. Yeah, he puts his ear to it and says, talking about laying a table.
Okay, probably not what we're looking for then. Okay, onward.
He actually cracks the door open and says, yes, it's a banquet hall.
All right. Maybe later.
Maybe. They are probably planning a feast.
Oh,
But we were invited to dinner.
Right, I'm definitely not gonna need a good song for this, so if anyone has any ideas, shoot him at me.
He closes the door again. He basically just sort of stuck his... Oh, no, we don't want to go in that one. Two very happy lizards? No, Tony, they're not. So, the one ahead instead?
Yeah, let's just have a quick listen.
Alright, let's have a look. Ooh, this one's cool. Alright, yeah. Do you quick listen?
Have a quick listen first.
Okay, another perception check.
Just in case there's two very happy lizards inside. Holy crap, 7.
You would guess it sounds like combat.
Oh. Guys, I think someone's fighting in here.
You can hear, like, blades clashing together.
Oh, wait. It might be like a training room. Mightn't it?
Again, it sounds quite big as well.
You know what? I'm just gonna be bold and go on in. And I'm gonna crack the door open and have a look.
Yeah. You do. And you come across the drill hall.
Hey, I was right.
This open area features 6 floor-to-ceiling pillars that demarcate a central area bare of furniture. In this central area, the earth floor has been packed closer than elsewhere, and as if by the passage of many, many feet. Several wooden benches stand near the north and south walls. A large mattress has been fixed to the center of the east wall. Attached to it is a large target dummy with the head of a fish-like creature atop of it. Several lizard folk are practicing combat against one another or throwing javelins at the dummy. A powerfully built and tall lizard folk female stands with several heavily armored warriors. She observes the training through narrowed eyes. Another lizard folk stands near the leader, dressed in kelp-colored robe and holding a long, polished tooth. In fact, I apologize. That's Othaken.
Oh. Is there any other way out of this room, or is it just...
There is another one on the... There is in fact, to your to your right, about 10 feet away, is another door. That heads... Basically, you are in one corner of the room, looking in. You're in the right-hand corner of the room, and there is another door in the other... in the wall around the corner from you, about 10 feet away. But yeah, Arthur Kent is watching quite regally, just sort of a little bit looking down her nose at her warrior's training. She sees you and sort of nods respectfully, but doesn't sort of beckon you closer, or she make me an insight check, actually.
Hey! Which means my next roll should be a 9.
Yeah. Just make a few more extraneous checks that you don't need to make early. Yeah. She doesn't seem to mind that you're watching. If anything, you would guess maybe she is happy that you are.
Cool. Well, I'll stand there for a minute and take in the prowess of the lizard warriors.
They look like they know what they're doing. You're pretty confident you could take any one of them, probably even two, but you're a good fighter. You know your way around a blade. But these guys do too. And some of them are big as well. Like muscular, very strong. They're not all male either. There is not a huge amount physically to differentiate between a male and a female lizard folk. So yeah, you can, like, Arthur Kent is one of the largest members of her species. It might well be how she's queen.
The biggest will rule.
Not necessarily, but she also seems quite knowledgeable and relatively worldly. But she is, like, she's quite wise. She knows her business. She's a good ruler. By your brief meeting of her, you get the impression she is not without subtlety. She is not without guile. She understands the need for friends and trade, but she also looks like she could handle herself. The biceps are thicker than your thighs, sort of thing. Yeah. And you're a dwarf, so you're a thick girl anyway.
Yeah. Cool. Well, after a minute, roughly a minute has elapsed, I'm gonna, like, whisper to the others, okay, I think we should kind of go that way.
Sure.
And politely lead them around to the next door.
Alrighty, yeah. You find yourself in another corridor. It's a T-junction, essentially. You could go left or right. If you go left, you'll be heading in the same direction you were going before.
Right, well, let's do that then.
Okay. After about 50 feet, you come to a staircase. There is a pathway off to the right just before you get to said staircase. But if you go up the staircase, that'll be heading towards the ocean. However, there is it could easily be said that there might be something down the right-hand side passage as well.
Like, how far can I see down it if I, like, go to it and have a look?
The passage is only about 20 feet long before it gets to a door.
Okay, guys. Stairs or door?
Well, you can see beyond the stairs the passageway keeps going on, but...
You know what, stairs? Let's do the stairs. We're going up the stairs.
Well, Garrett was going to say, would say, well, my feeling on this place is it probably wouldn't extend much beyond here in this direction, so possibly this could be it. Like, here you go. No, it would be Garrett who says, this doesn't look very well traveled. It's probably maybe a private residence. We could knock.
Yeah? Let's knock. What do we got to lose?
Exactly. It might just be some random, but we do need to convince just her people. And so we've got to talk to her people, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Let's find some people.
You knock? You don't need... Okay.
Hello?
Let's turn the sword clashing and swooshing off. You wait a little minute. You do hear movement from inside. And then the elderly minister opens the door.
Oh.
Yes!
Oh, hi. We were wondering who was down here. Sorry, we're just having a look around.
Please, come in.
Oh. Would love to. Come on, guys. Let's go say hi to this guy. Oh shit.
Nymea D&D, thank you for the follow. Yes, you remember this guy's name is Minister Saurov? Why are you freaking out?
Oh, is this like so this isn't the shaman, this is different
No,
guy.
this is the minister. Sorry, this is her buddy. This is the
right.
older lizard folk that was with her when she was talking to you.
No problem.
Yeah. This isn't the priest. Sorry, no.
Okay.
No, the priest was actually quite young.
Oh, okay, cool. No worries. Yeah, we'd love to. Let's go say hi to this guy.
And his common is pretty good. And he says, oh, Karen, by the way, fun story. We are now at 444 followers. That's enjoyable. Thank you very much, Nymea. That is why.
That is a pleasing number.
A pleasant number. Yeah. So, he says, please come in. I wish to talk to you.
Oh.
Out, Othokin.
Oh, sure. I'll do quick introductions. Be like, yeah, these are my companions.
I was there.
Yeah.
I am Sarv.
Nice to meet you properly. What can I do for you?
It is what I can do for you.
Oh, cool.
Possibly give what is saying lay of land.
Oh, gotcha.
My
Go
queen,
ahead.
queen wants this.
Yes.
But it may not be as simple as she make it sound.
Well, I kind of thought that might be the case.
Some race each want their own thing. Lizard folk want home back. Possibly most simple. Lokantha, Kolaninth, Merfolk. All want own thing, all want different thing. Learn this, learn what need. You get what want. Yes?
Yes, I understand.
Also, beware the shaman.
Yeah, he was. I got some creepy vibes off him. Do you know what he wants?
He wants to rule.
Oh, I thought that might be it.
He opposes this ally. He would take tribe, go deeper into swamp, never see ocean again. He calls it Will of Semunar. Unfortunately, everyone else wants stay.
Oh, sucks to be him.
So Will of Semunar often gets put aside for what people want.
Gotcha.
But
Noted.
if Otho Kent does not manage alliance, Semunar may get her way.
I see.
This Otho Kent's why. You must learn other why. But beware the shamans. He has followers of himself. You are not safe from them.
We can handle ourselves, I think. We're a good team.
This I not doubt. You'll get here, yes? You find things in swamp?
Oh yeah, some bullywogs. I don't know if you guys call them that.
We do. Delicious eating, yes?
Oh yeah, stew them up with a little bit of beer and seasoning. They come out quite nice.
And he smiles broadly, and you see a lot of sharp teeth. He may be old, but he is not weak. And you get the vibe that, yeah, he may not be in his prime anymore, but this guy, you don't survive in Lizardfolk society. You don't remain powerful in Lizardfolk society if you can't hunt. Yeah. But he says, I want Arthur Kent win. She not know, but I father.
Aww. she's a credit to you. I like her.
Lizard folk children not normally know father.
Oh, right.
It normal competition.
I follow.
Arthur Kent, mother, and I. It different. And he almost preens.
Proud papa moment.
Yeah, well, a little bit of that, but also a little bit of the females control reproduction. And when a female is fully capable of fighting off a male, if she doesn't want his advances, normally it is the male's fight for the right to party. And the females, they don't marry particularly. But this female, a queen, presumably, because he isn't royal. He's not a royal blue, but he fathered a royal blue, which means he bedded a royal blue, and did so without competition by what he's implying.
He got invited to the party.
He was selected. Yes, there was an invite. So, yeah, he is, and he's like, yeah.
That royal blue over there, I'm hitting that.
But she does not, or if she does know, she doesn't let on. She doesn't know that he is her father. He is simply her trusted advisor. But you could maybe figure why he is so loyal.
Yeah.
And yeah, he says Arthur can't benefit from you. You also benefit from Arthur Kent. Lizardfolk rich if you find the right thing.
Well, I will do my very best to find the right thing.
I no doubt. Your sea elf friend.
Yes, Oceanus.
He may be problem.
I know, we had a little chat about that. If we see him, he's gonna make himself scarce and let us handle it.
They all three, what word? Delegation. All three, you head west. You find upstairs. Outside, you go right.
Right.
So the right direction you were going.
Oh,
you
good.
find pools.
My instincts were on. I was like, I think we need to go up those stairs, but we thought we'd stop in here first. So good to know I was heading in the right direction.
I'm glad you do.
Right, well,
I'm glad I could give warning.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I was a little stressed.
I think you do well.
Oh, thank you. I hope so.
But also I tell. Coelinth not signed yet.
Wow.
Locanthar, they allies. Merfolk, they allies. Coelinth, not yet.
Okay. So, no offense, Oceanus, but you're staying away from him.
Well, partially that, but also they may not sign.
Yeah. You think they wouldn't work against you, though?
No. They have no love of Shahgan, but they very fixed on fighting Sea Elf.
Right. So, that is a problem. Okay. Well,
They also stupid.
Oh, right.
They hate blind. Stupid, wrong word. They hate blind them.
Right.
Hate Sea Elf. Not hate Shahagan, not same way.
Yeah, it's not personal with the Shahagan the way it is with the Sea Elves.
Exact.
Sea Elf, it's personal. Different kind of hate.
Either way, hate bad. Lizards, no hate. Yeah, you would know, lizardfolk are cold-blooded. Lizardfolk no hate anyone. Lizardfolk just want hunt and live.
Look, that is fair. I just want to be able to make music.
I look forward here, music, Beryl, Ingot's Fury.
Well, if all goes well, I will serenade you this evening, Minister.
He bows deeply to you.
And I'll do a little curtsy.
By the way, this was all in the minister's quarters. It's a small, comfortable room. the center of which is a circular wooden table on which lies a closed book. To one side of the table is him. To the other side, a plain wooden chair sits empty. In the northwest corner, a brass-tipped tripod supports a brass bowl filled with hot coals. It is warm and smoky in here as well, which is kind of cool. Yeah, why do the descriptions when there are some already?
And they're cool. I like the little descriptions. Cool. Well, I suppose that's about it for this interaction. So I'll excuse us, and I guess we should head up some stairs and to the right.
You do. Heading up the stairs and to the right, you...
My brain just went, it's like, you see a covalent, and I shove Oceanus into a bush.
Fun story. Oh, no. Yeah, okay, cool. So, yeah, you go up the stairs. There is a passageway on the left and a door on the right a little further along. However, you get to the point where you can easily hear water sloshing. Sort of the washing of waves in a pool, not so much a tide, but yeah, very much a pool. Let me see if I can't find some water noise. So that's coming from up ahead. Also, there is some light up ahead. It's not super well lit down here. You have dark vision, so you're reasonably comfortable. But it is dim down here.
Who doesn't have dark vision? It's Garrett, isn't it?
And Garuk.
Cool. Well, I believe, does prestidigitation do a little?
You can make like a candle flame with it.
Yeah.
Sure, you do that. There is a passageway to your left, but it obviously isn't going in the direction you want. There is also a small door to your right, which you are welcome to have a knock on if you'd like.
I would like to have a sneaky listen first.
Yeah, okay.
Once
Perception
again.
check. Let's see if you can get that 9.
13!
Oh, wow.
I exceeded my expectations, guys!
You can hear, in fact, you... Oh, yeah, right. You can hear 4 lizard folk chatting inside.
Lizard folk? No one else?
Doesn't sound like it. And you don't... They're chatting in Draconic as well, so you wouldn't know what they're saying.
Okay.
In fact, I would say that there is probably... No, it would be a solid door.
I'm gonna beckon to Grog and be like, hey, could you have a quick listen? Because they're speaking Draconic, and I'm trying to tell if there's any aquatic people we need some diplomacy with in there.
Erisby, thank you very much for the follow. He puts his head up to it. Erisby, would you mind typing !perception in chat for me, please? Erosby? Erosby? Something along those lines. Erosby. Slap a perception check in chat. !perception.
See if we can work
Don't wait too long, though, buddy, because...
if people jump in.
People will jump in. Euron. The feeling that when you can hear the first part of a name... And it almost thinks it's you. Euron. Well, Euron, if you want to chuck a oh, there we go. Perception. There you go. Tony did it.
8. Not quite the 9 we needed, but never mind.
Never mind. He lifts us up and says, no, I would say just lizard folk.
Okay. Well, let's go the other way then.
Sounds like a guard post.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go the other way, but let's keep going and...
He would say, perhaps we do this, and knocks on the door. And one of them opens it and says, and then he says, I tell them that we are going to introduce ourselves. to the others, to the ambassadors.
Oh, that.
Because that's probably what they're here to guard.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. Hi there!
Yeah, the Lizardfolk Guard, the leader of the Lizardfolk Guard, nods to you. And Garrett says, he says if we need anything to shout.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you head onwards, presumably.
Yes, onwards.
This flooded natural rock cavern that you walk out into, because, yeah, the passageway runs along the left-hand side of this cavern. There is little piers or jetties sticking out with ramps at the end of them into the water, but you find yourself in a rock pool, a flooded pool. Raging Rolls is raiding. Wow, we're doing really well for raids tonight.
Welcome, Raging
up
Rolls.
in chat, guys. Thank you so much for the raid, guys.
May your rages always be productive.
Yeah,
and directed
exactly.
at your enemies.
Potatoes in chat as well if you got them. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Super Dan! Inflatable Cat is an excellent name. Yeah, Raging Rolls, thanks so much for joining us. Guys, what were you doing? Let's have a shout out.
We're doing a little one-on-one D&D. Tonight's mission, diplomacy.
Shout out at Raging Rolls.
That's if I can manage to find any of the people I'm trying to diplomacy with.
We also need to shout out GM's Workshop.
Oh yes, we do. Recommend his shenanigans.
At Workshop. GM Workshop. And our other raiders.
Nerds of the West!
Shout out at Nerds of the West. Guys, these all splendid human beings and marvelous raiders. They were Raging Rolls was playing D&D, hardly surprising. How did your game go? Tell me about it. I want to know. Rackham was also playing Dungeons and Dragons, I believe, on Thursday nights. He often does. I think it's world building tonight. Normally is, but he might have been playing Twitch plays. Super Dan, thank you very much for the follow, you bloody champion. And Nerds of the West were playing The Legend of Zelda. It feels like a Reese night. I feel like that's a Reese game, so it might have been a Reese night. Yeah. So yeah, thanks very much for the follow, Super Dan.
How many days of pics of Reese did we get up to on social?
I don't think it's over.
Yeah, I think it's still going. But I can't remember how many pictures we're up to now.
Guys, thanks so much for joining us. Yes, Beryl Ingots Fury, the Dwarven Bard, is doing some diplomacy at Dulcimer-Point with the Lizardfolk and the aquatic races of their lair, because she came here expecting to find an angry bunch of people who were a danger to her, not native Saltmarsh, but Saltmarsh is who are paying her, and discovered in fact that they were all allying themselves against the Shahagin. And now she is trying to get into their good graces so that Bottledown could be included in this. It was Lockie. Oh, covering Reese's night off. I see.
Ah.
Okay. Well, Lockie is a legend too, and we love him. Lockie worked on a film Karen and I worked on.
Which film was Lockie on?
Lockie worked on Splendors.
Oh, he was on Splendors, because that's what I thought. I was like, it was Splendors, wasn't it?
I directed a film called Splendors of the Mind, and Lockie was Tom's assistant sound tech on it. And these are two pictures from Splendors of the Mind. That's we had knockoff Power Ranger superhero style, and a beautiful sultry singer.
Still got that blue superhero costume somewhere.
Yeah.
Though I doubt either of us could squeeze into that.
Doesn't look that good on. I reckon you could easily put it on.
Actually, no. Andrew was huge. I could definitely get into it.
I could definitely get into it, but it wouldn't be very flattering anymore.
No. Well,
I did put it on once upon a time. I was like, this actually looks all right, but
because it was designed to be unflattering on Andrew. Like it was supposed to look like it didn't fit him properly, and then you put it on and it actually fit you because you're a little shorter and narrower than he is.
Yeah. Andrew's got a swimmer's chest.
Yeah.
looked really quite upsettingly good on him, to be honest. Alrighty,
He looks upsettingly good in a lot of things.
He's a good-looking chap. Alrighty, so you find yourself in a flooded natural rock cavern, roughly circular and about 70 feet across in diameter. A bloom of colourful blue and green algae covers the surface of the water, obscuring its depth. It is also lit by several torches along the walls. From a stone path, narrow stairs descend into the water. You can see what I just described. It does travel around to the left, and you can see in the distance more pools, but they are separate. And there is a few stalagmites and tights and things. What do you do?
Guys, I feel like I might have to get in the pool, or would they prefer to come out? I don't know what's polite.
Kato Sullivan, would you roll me a history check? !history in chat. To see how much Oceanus knows about interacting with particular species. A 1. Oceanus don't know shit. Alright. Never mind. Thanks, Kate.
We're just keeping the low rolls going tonight. It's our vibe tonight. What we're doing.
Yeah. This one is very appropriate right now. I love that. The tentacle 1 emoji. 10 to 1. Oceana says, I wouldn't have a clue. I couldn't even tell you who's in there. I mean, they're guests here. They don't live here, so it wouldn't be invading their territory. Who's?
Well, that is true. Okay. Well, you guys
Put
wait
the helmet
here.
on. You can breathe the water.
Yeah. I'm gonna pop my helmet on and wade into the pool.
Very well. In the pool, you find the water is not murky. It is a little dark under the water because the algae is obscuring the light from the torches, but you can see in the dark. So, you head down. There is quite a lot of seaweed and seagrass and stuff down there, but it's actually quite a pleasant little... It looks like a submerged submerged forest grove. But instead of trees, there is kelp. And the seagrass sort of sways gently in the tide. And reclining on a rock about halfway up the place is a couple of merfolk. True dead set mermaid. And one is a merman and the other is a merlady. There are, and both neither look like warriors. The male has a long tail with a fin down the back as well as the splayed, very much the dolphin style tail with the flat along front. But he has a sort of a dorsal fin along the back as well. His skin it's unlike traditional Little Mermaid mermaids. They have an entirely human upper half. These mermaids think slightly less human on the upper half. Very human features, though their ears tend to be a little bit more sort of fin-like. And you can see that the ears are where their gills are pulsing. And quite a bit larger than a human's. Their hair, in both cases, is tied back, but very long. And their skin doesn't change color from tail to torso. This one, the male has a sort of a deep blue tail, and his skin is the same sort of scales as his fishtail, in dark blue, but human-shaped. And you think at first he maybe has really short fingers. He doesn't, but they are partially webbed. So he's got really broad palms and quite short fingers, as in the unconnected bits of his fingers are quite short. The female, on the other hand, is actually a soft pink.
Cool.
Similar vibes. She's actually got more fins when she notices you come down the ramp, she waves casually, and you notice that there is also webbing underneath her arm.
Oh.
Zamora70, thank you very much for the follow. Yeah. You, make me a perception check at this point, Beryl, I think. Betas. 4. Yeah, you don't notice shit as you are poked in the backside by a trident wielded by a much more militaristic-looking merfolk that you turn around on spot.
Oh, hi! I'm sorry. I didn't mean to intrude. I didn't know how to knock.
This one is the orange of a koi, and has sort of actually got like the stripes as well, that start around his ribs and proceed down his body, and he is wearing copper sort of Greek style armor, and a helmet. The helmet is not unlike yours, and he says something that you straight up do not understand.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't speak Aquan.
He looks quite aggressive, though. He looks quite angry.
I kind of do the empty hands.
And at that point, Oceanus jumps in.
Oh, thank goodness. Oceanus, I could use translator.
Oh no, we've got another one like Chaotic Goblin. Uranon, it says, how do you get a D&D player to go out with you? You ask them for a D8? You're very welcome here, Uranon, thank you very much. That was enjoyable.
We're going to get on fine, Uron.
Yeah.
I like it.
Jokes and I roll. No, that's totally fine. As Oceanus plunges into the pool with you and says, apologies, last. I just realized you don't speak Aquan, so...
I wanted to make sure it wasn't the you-know-who.
Fair. I would have known that it wasn't... I did know it wasn't Colinth.
Oh.
They wouldn't live in a pool, like, with the algae.
Oh.
Hey, Hex and Tail! How are you, my friend? Enjoyed the part of your stream that I caught a couple of days ago. It was excellent, very good. The bits I can understand, anyway. Hex and Tail DMs in one language, and his players play largely in Persian.
Cool.
Some of them speak English, some of them speak Persian, and but the problem is, as far as I can tell, there isn't any particular logic about when they start speaking English or not. So I was catching some of it, but not all of it, and I was just like, look, what I can understand is dope.
We do the traditional Westerner thing where we speak English and bad English.
And bad English, yeah. It is really impressive to me, because I'm just like, how do you just swap so fluently? We are extremely well, my friend. We are a little bit stressed because we are preparing for a 27-hour charity marathon on Sunday through Monday, which is going to be really fun and cool. But yeah, pretty cool and pretty chilled nonetheless. Alrighty. So yeah, Oceanus apologizes for jumping into the pool with you, and then turns to the others and says, my apologies. And he makes these bubbling noises. And actually, I hate that because it's lazy. It sounds like waves.
Oh.
It sounds like you have no idea how he produces this noise. But it sounds like various kinds of waves washing against the shore. Or rather more like washing against themselves. And they respond in kind. Yeah, sometimes I can't force people to speak English, but Tuesday we can. No worries. That's totally fine, dude. I mean, yeah, like I'm not the kind of Westerner who goes like, "Hey, speak my language. I want to understand what you're doing." And high school insert language. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I speak a little bit of bad Italian.
Yeah.
Buongiorno a tutti, come sta?
I was raised in the UK. I speak very poor French and even worse German. But my French and German accents are very good, and I can pronounce their words. I just don't know what they mean.
I know how to say danke, ik schaue mich nur um, which means thank you, I'm just looking.
Maybe. And yeah, he apologizes and says they are curious as to why we are here, and you startled them. This one is a guard. These two are minor royalty, so be respectful. But it's also why he reacted the way he did.
Oh, okay. Could you please apologize on my behalf? I didn't mean to startle anybody. I literally didn't know how to let them know I was here without coming over.
No. Possibly a hand in the water and a wave, maybe.
Oh, right. That would make sense. I will do that next time.
And he explains, and the female swims over and says, "Perhaps common would be easier?"
Oh, yes. I've got common, dwarvish, English, or orc, whichever one you prefer. I just unfortunately don't have Aquan.
No.
I haven't had the pleasure or privilege of meeting a real life merfolk before.
I can speak for the Duke.
Oh.
He has not got common his own self, but perhaps while you have your translator and I have mine, perhaps I can relay what the Duke says in real time to you, and your friend can relay what you say to the Duke in real time.
Yeah, I think we can manage that. Sounds like the simplest solution to the issue.
The Duke, the blue, swims over and flicks his fingers irritatedly at the guard, the orange guard, who, now that you look, actually has the little catfish barbs on his cheeks as well.
I really dig more fishy mermaids, I'm just saying.
Thank you.
I have no problem with the Disney mermaid that's strictly human from the waist up, but I love her
I think it's a bit weird.
I love my mermaids even more aquatic.
Yeah, I mean they're aquatic people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and the guard swims, sort of gives you some space basically, and the lady introduces His Highness Yevgatha of the Northern Enclave. And she says, for any further interactions, I am Shemune, if necessary.
Shemune.
And Yevgatha.
Yevgatha.
3 random syllables mashed together. That'll do.
Oh, I'm Beryl, and this is my friend Oceanus.
And Oceanus says, when he relates your name, you can hear. He says, Belalingetsfjere. And whenever the Duke refers to you, he nods. The Duke nods and says something, and then includes the term Belalingetsfjere. And the Shemune, or whatever I said, I cannot now remember.
Shemune and Yevgatha.
Yeah. Shemune smiles and says, "That is how you would say your name in full in Merfolk, if you're interested."
That sounds really cool. You think it sounds better than how it sounds in common?
Yeah, firstly he asks, and from now on you are talking to him, and because he has an accent that I simply cannot replicate, I'm just going to use mine. He says, "What do you seek here?"
Well, we're from Bottledown, which, as I'm sure you're aware, is the town to the north?
He says, apologies, I actually don't know. I am not aware of... I know my geography, my dry land geography isn't very good.
Well, it's about a day's travel away. We're on the shoreline. It's a port town. We do a
to
lot
the west of here?
Yeah, we do a lot of trading
I see.
with boats.
Trade is good.
Yes, that's kind of why we were here. I'm a bard by trade, but I have a kind of understanding with the council, and so they asked if I didn't mind coming down and seeing what was going on, because they'd heard tell of the lizard folk moving into the area, and they wanted to see if they were willing to do trade with them.
And they were concerned that the lizard folk had other intentions.
Yeah, they kind of wanted to find out if they wanted to trade or if they wanted to fight. And fortunately, they wanted to trade. Well, they do want to fight, but they don't want to fight us. So,
yes.
That's good. Yeah, my sympathies for the troubles you're having with the Shahargan.
My people are somewhat insulated from those troubles, but it is potentially an issue. We are not a violent race ourselves, though we do have a warrior caste. But our interest in this alliance is only partially military.
Well, Bottledown doesn't have much of a military, but we do have ships, and we can get supplies. And I feel like the council would be willing to help if, it meant that we would have good relations with all our neighbors, both on land and sea.
Good relations are always wise. Beryl, you notice that he's not wearing any clothing exactly. Neither is she, actually. Though she is built in a feminine fashion. But they are both clad in almost a net of metallic fibers. Very clearly see-through, so obviously ornamental. But as he moves, they both sort of, neither of them remain still. They both not circle you exactly, but they both sort of swim from side to side. They are both deliberately staying in motion while talking to you. And as they move, as they swim, these net shirts, essentially, move with them. They are clearly, you would guess metal to look at. You're a dwarf, you know metalwork when you see it. But it's metalwork of a sort you've never seen before. They are a little bit creepy. They are a little bit like sharks, yeah.
That was my thinking.
Yeah, they got to keep moving. Well, they don't, though, because you saw them lying on a rock together. And together as well, like, they were clearly not doing anything inappropriate, but they were clearly, like, hanging out on a rock together. You would guess that the female is in some way a partner of his.
Not unheard of to have diplomatic couples. Where do rainbows go when they're bad?
Prison. It's a light sentence. That's very good. That is 2 dad jokes in one.
That's a solid dad joke.
That is 2. That's very, very good. Yeah, so you notice that he is wearing very cool, very, very cool clothing-ish.
Ornamentation, very cool ornamentation.
And there is the occasional sort of gemstone in it at a point where like more than 2 strands meet. Not a lot, but it looks pretty sad, pretty cool. And it's just distracting now. When my friends are sad, I cheer them up by letting them colour in my tattoos, because you can always use a shoulder to crayon. So yeah, you see this. And he says, my people seek trade, new markets, and the like. Our hope is that this alliance will be more than just military.
Oh, I imagine that would be the council's hope as well. Bottledown is small, and they're looking to, grow. And I think I don't know if anyone in this region has ever traded with ocean folk.
No, and none of us have ever traded with the land folk.
And I gotta say, I've been admiring your ornamentation there. It's beautiful.
Oh, this. Well, in the water, it's hard to escape being cold. So you simply go to a place where the water is warmer. So clothing is unnecessary and often gets in the way.
Yeah, you don't want to get tangled up in your own garments.
No. But, well, and he actually, he doesn't, she does. She offers you to feel some of hers. She's got a longer, almost a Guinevere sleeve of it, and she holds up a length of it, and it's like very wide-spaced mesh. You could put a couple of fingers through each hole. That sort of it could be used as a fishing net sort of thing. And she offers it for you to sort of handle and see.
I will touch it.
And it's metal.
Oh, wow.
But it is pliant. It moves like fabric, but it's definitely metal.
That is amazing. How on earth do you make that? Well, how underwater do you make that?
Well, this is the trick.
You have to be underwater?
My folk, I would not give away the secrets, I am afraid.
Oh, no. I probably wouldn't understand how you did it anyway. Metalworking ain't my forte.
But it is, the process, simply to say, the process simply cannot be done on land.
I'm not surprised by that.
And Euron, you are very welcome. You don't have to stop, but it was getting distracting, so I will stop reading it aloud.
We'll just look at chat.
We were enjoying your jokes.
Yeah. We should say that, like, our first housemate.
John would have loved
housemate
that.
John.
Yeah.
So many dad jokes.
Yeah.
So many dad jokes. They are sweet nostalgia for us.
So yeah. Make me, I think, at this point, a persuasion check.
Oh, thank God. A 19. I was just like, this better not be a shitty roll. And it wasn't. Whew.
He leans back and he actually claps his hands together once. And from behind a stand of kelp, a ways behind him, swims a fourth merfolk, bearing a small. It is a large clamshell.
Oh.
Yes, he claps his hands together and opens his mouth, and again the sound of waves crashing comes out. And Oceana smiles, and looks around expectantly, and then this fourth merfolk comes out. She is yellow, and has blue spots down her tail.
I'll give her, like, my best underwater curtsy as well.
She is not ornamented. She has a small necklace around her neck, but she is not otherwise wearing a darn thing. And
okay.
she brings up the clam and hands it to him, and he opens it, and it's clearly not a live clam; it's an ornamental thing. And he offers
it tears open the screaming clam before my horrified eyes.
Pulls out the pearl and gives it to you. No, he says, then let us sit, and you can perhaps tell me a little of Bottledown. I'd love to. perhaps can do business. And he opens it up, and it contains sashimi, essentially. Raw butchered fish. And, yeah. He plucks a tasty-looking slab of, like, beautifully, perfectly cut slab of salmon out and pops it in his mouth and luxuriates in it and then offers you the clam. And then it is passed to Oceanus and his partner as well. And he nods and to the yellow one and says something, and she looks slightly quizzical and then swims away.
Ooh.
And comes back a couple of minutes later with a smaller clam. And inside it, he says, perhaps a gift. With a gift to the Council of Bottledown as a demonstration of our workmanship. Possibly a potential trading partnership.
Oh.
And he gives you a small bracelet of the same metallic. It is silvery green, greeny. It's silver with a little green in it. And yeah, it is a simple, unadorned bracelet. Just basically 3 strands of the stuff twined around themselves in a sort of like, you know, those rings that you can roll them around each other?
Yeah.
That, but a bracelet in a flexible silver.
Oh, that is so cool. Oh, my.
Salmon sushi is great, yeah.
That's beautiful. It would be my pleasure to take it to them.
He says, perhaps it would adorn your wrist when you do.
Oh. Well, I should check that it fits then.
I am giving the gift to the diplomat, not the council.
Oh, well, thank you. Beryl's racking her brain to think if she has anything, because perfume is not going to go to the waterfolk. Yeah. I don't have a lot. I have a lot of money and not much else. What is does Bottledown have like a primary like
they don't make stuff their own selves. They trade other people's stuff. They catch fish. I would say, Beryl, if you want to have a thing to give him back, you can have a thing to give him back. What would you give him? If you had a pick of something to give him, something small and nifty, you wanted to give him something back, because we've never really gone into it, but Beryl could have a thing or 3.
thing?
Like, minor gift, doesn't really matter.
Something that works underwater. Trying to think what would be appropriate for Bottledown, a trading post. It wouldn't have like a nice bottle, like an ornamental, a nice bottle or flask or something like that.
Yeah?
Because she has brewer's supplies.
Yep. Oh wow, 2 maps. Gonna have to kill a lot of kobolds tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry, Tony. The potato peeler is a Norwegian invention? Is that a joke or is that for real? That's cool.
Sounds legit.
It does sound legit.
And I knew about salmon sushi.
Cool. I love finding out where stuff comes from. It's never where you expect it to be.
Like, obviously they don't call it sushi, but yeah. They've been doing it for a long time. And it's delicious.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yeah, Karen doesn't like fish, guys.
I live in a coastal city and I don't like fish. I'm sorry.
National pastime is fishing and AFL, and you don't do either.
I don't.
Shrimp on a Barbie doesn't like shrimp.
No.
Doesn't drink beer. Worst Australian ever.
I know, I'm a terrible Australian.
I make an excellent Australian. I like most of those things.
You do make a pretty good Australian. The conundrum, the person who enters the culture and is like, excellent, I will be taking all of these things where I grew up, and I'm like, I don't want these things.
Yeah, whereas it's the opposite of, you merely were born to the Australian. I chose this. Anywho,
you merely adopted the heat. I was born in it.
Maybe a ship in a bottle, like an ornamental ship in a bottle, because that also shows off how they move about.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I love that. I have a little ship in a bottle.
Neat, nifty, sort of, probably you picked it up as a knick-knack, like that'll be fun to show the folks back in off time. Yeah, cool. And you pull it out, and because it's air inside, it's buoyant. So you have to, oh my god, you tie a rope around it, so he has like a balloon.
Yes!
You tie a little string around it and present it to him, and he's got a balloon of a ship in a bottle.
So cute.
And he admires it, and he says, I've seen it from this angle. Obviously, I've seen these. I did not know what this was, really.
Well, that's
obviously, we knew what they did, but we'd never really... So, what are these for? And he indicates the sails.
Well, we use them to catch the wind to move the ship along.
How ingenious. I had not thought of using the wind like that.
Yeah, well, obviously the more sails you put up, the faster the ship will go. And then if you want to slow down, you can take a few sails down and it slows down. And works quite well once you know how to do it. I'm not much of a sailor myself, unfortunately.
And you probably would, like, you sit there, have a lovely sushi snack, and, probably a good half hour's worth of chat, with this charming merfolk.
Sorry, the dog is being demanding.
Oh, is she wanting to get in? She was asleep on the bed.
She was asleep on the bed. Now she's in here. It's like, whoa. Yeah, like I was expecting her to jump up, but I wasn't expecting it quite that soon.
He says, well, Beryl, it was pleasing meeting you. I shall pass your regards on to my brother.
It was a pleasure to meet you both as well. I will have to write a song about this, I think.
I should hope to hear it one day.
Well, if I have cause to come visit you, I'll make sure it's ready.
I would welcome it. A word of warning. Your sea elf friend.
Yeah, not gonna get along.
The next pond over are the Locanthar.
Right.
You'll probably find there, but the Coalinth are the one beyond that.
Right. Thank you for the warning. I appreciate it.
It would probably be best if he is not seen. It is in the interests of all to ally all, but the Coalinth and the Sea Elves, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, they don't see eye to eye on much.
No. It has long been my brother's desire to bridge that gap, because more than one merfolk has been injured in their interscene war.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
He looks at Oceanus and says something. And Oceanus says, His Grace requests I leave for a moment. He wishes to say something that I do not hear. Which is totally fine.
Okay. Well, I'll be with you in a moment.
And he bows and he says, I believe we are reaching the end of our time. Anywho. So yeah, he does that. He heads off. He bows to both the lizardfolk, the merfolk, and the guard, who has not left. He's just retreated a bit. And then he walks up the ramp and out of the pond. The female translates his next words, which are, the Sea Elves maintain it was the Coalinth who started the war, and the Coalinth maintain it was the Sea Elves who started the war.
Of course.
The truth is always muddier. It would be wise of you, because I have a sort of feeling that you're going to get wrapped up in fixing that. It would be wise for you to be aware that there is more than one truth to any story.
Oh, I'm a teller of stories. There's always many a side to consider. And no matter how you tell it, someone's going to say that you did it wrong.
I know little of dwarf kind, but I know of them enough to know that, like the merfolk, dwarf kind have long memories. We too recall much. The sea elves are not blameless, regardless of what that one would have you know. Now, neither are the Coalinth. The Coalinth have been invited to this alliance because they are the more warlike of the two breeds. But there are few in the alliance outside of the Coalinth that would weep to see them not in it.
I see.
The Sea Elves are more amenable generally, which is why they haven't been approached. Because when you are fighting a war against a species like the Sahagin, you aren't looking for amenable.
No.
But they would be an adequate replacement as far as my brother is concerned.
I see.
If an agreement cannot be reached. I also believe Otherkent would accept the Sea Elves and Bottledown as opposed to the Coalinth and not Bottledown.
Yes, she did seem reasonably keen to have us on side.
The issue is convincing the Sea Elves that the Coalinth won't attack them while they're busy fighting a war against the Shahagan.
Well, yes, quite.
I suspect, and you are obviously the diplomat, not I, but I suspect the closest you are likely to achieve is a truce between the two, and one helps and one just waits it out.
Right.
The Coalinth are reluctant to join the alliance because they fear the Sea Elves will attack them while their army is elsewhere. The Sea Elves have the same issue. The Locantha are adorable. They are not as threatened as the others are by the Shahagan. The Locantha dwell in the shallows. They would be the last affected by this conflict. But they will be, and they have the foresight to see it. But they are not fearsome warriors. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't muck with one on a dark night, but certainly not in its home pool.
But a Shahagan is a more terrifying affair.
Effective warrior. There is no mightier predator species in the sea that you could have a conversation with. We also suspect they have a deeper alliance.
Oh.
The Shahagan.
With whom? Are there more creatures?
Pray to the larger creatures deep.
Oh. And their prayers might have been answered? Oh.
That I cannot say. If their prayers truly had been answered, I don't think anybody has any chance at all, so it's probably not really worth worrying about. But
well, yes, quite. If their prayers had been answered, we would all be their slaves, and they would rule over all of us.
And we would be slaves. They wouldn't have killed us, they would take us.
I would rather not be a slave.
Do you know of a kraken?
I know the stories about kraken.
They are all true.
Oh. Oh no. That's bad. How sure are you that they have an alliance with one?
Not an alliance. You don't make an alliance with a lion. No, he wouldn't say that. You don't make an alliance with a shark. You just try to placate it, and hopefully it might do the thing you want.
I see. Kind of a point and unleash sort of situation. Point and pray,
most
really.
Likely. The trick is, while a shark is a cunning predator, kraken are intelligent. Do not mistake them for a mindless beast.
No,
they are ancient and mighty.
Right.
But that is hearsay.
I see. But it's always good to be aware of potential problems.
It is hearsay, and I am not certain Arthur Kent is aware.
Should I?
The lizard folk are not truly aquatic.
No, they
thread the line.
They're a little bit damp.
Careful, Beryl and Gatsure. You too could become a little damp in this endeavor.
Oh, I think I'm already wet.
And I think we'll leave it there. As your meeting with the Duke comes to an end.
Oh, that went pretty well.
Yeah.
No one
you have secured the blessings for Bottledown's alliance with the merfolk as well as Arthur Kent.
Hey.
And he's you did a good old job of charming him as well, which is why we had a look. Why he gave you a little bit more there. Memes. Luis, the Quacken!
And.
That's amazing.
Tantalized me with memes. Oh wow. Josh, you need to put that on screen because that's hilarious.
I am in fact on it. Let us image.
Oh, there's some fun ones.
Properties. Chop. Here we go. That one. That.
I wouldn't mind being attacked by that kraken. Small Town Creepy, you know we do a stupid, sexy puppet comedy show, right? we have very just. It crossed my mind, and I was like, "Don't go there, Karen. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go." It's like just because a dirty joke can be made doesn't mean it needs to be made. Don't do it, Karen.
But. Alrighty, guys. Well, yes, that was splendid and fun and marvelous. Let's pop some smooth jazz on. Inner Forest. There we are. Cool. Luis, the Quacken. Mike Moans is rating with a party of 41. Mike, you bloody champion. There was me thinking you weren't streaming tonight, but no, of course you were. I could see you. Oh yeah, Josh, did I send you the book for the Sexy Stroud parody you played in? I didn't see the book, no. Danger Gerbil, Pixie Winkwonk. Hey, Mike. Painterly Git.
Oh, some good names in tonight. Makes me happy.
Pixie Winkwonk, thank you very much for the follow. Oh my goodness, Karen, we are like 3 away from... yeah, that's it. Done. Follow a goal met. 450. Inspiration for everyone.
I'm trying to do Mike Moans' cat sound.
Danger Gerbil, 51. Thank you guys so much for the follows, you bloody champions. Guys, well, Karen, look, we've just been a big raid. Shall we continue for a little while?
Yeah,
Seeing as these wonderful people just raided us, we should probably we could probably find it in our hearts to continue playing a little bit of D&D, a little bit more D&D.
Be generous, you know. and you know Mike is coming on our charity stream this Sunday.
We do know that Mike is coming on our charity stream. Painterly Gift. Oh wow, thank you very much. We're your problem now. Thanks for the biddies, Painterly Gift. Tell us about the stuff, guys. I will tell you about all the stuff. Thank you guys so much. Garden Goth, good name. Thank you for the follow as well. So, guys, coming this Sunday, Sunday and Monday night, we will be having a 27-hour charity marathon here on Corsair's Cove. We have over 750 Australian dollars worth of prizes to give away. That's like 600 American. That's a lot, including these. Karen, do you want to show it off? Do you want to show these off? 27 hours, yes, 27 straight. We will be playing, I think it's 7 games of RPGs.
Yes, we have 7 games.
And Mike, the wonderful Mike Moans from Mike Moans, the Money fans, will be joining us for game number 2, which I will be DMing. It'll be a 5e adventure, and I will give you a little bit of sneak hints about this, Mike, so pay attention. You guys will be doing a bit of a treasure hunt in a giant snail shell. And here we have one of the giveaways, one of the wonderful things from Wooten Forge Gaming Accessories. Wooten Forge is a West Australian gaming accessory company. They make all of their stuff out of beautiful Australian and exotic hardwoods. This is a dice keeper. Look at that. So this is the rolling tray side, and this is the, yes, you can keep 3 full sets of dice in it, and a mini at the top, or more dice if you want. Karen keeps 5 sets of dice in hers.
I have 5 sets of dice in mine because I have too many dice. Or do I just not have enough dice storage compartments?
I keep 3 sets of dice and some specials in mine. Mine is Jarrah, but the giveaway one we have today is She Oak, which is an Australian wood. It's not oak at all, actually, but it's a beautiful hardwood. This is Jarrah. This is a beautiful Australian Jarrah as well.
Western Australian she oak is not an oak, as the name suggests, but more resembles a tall, shaggy tree covered in needle-like branchlets. The Indigenous people of Australia would use she oak as soft bedding for babies to rest and play, as the branchlets are avoided by snakes and would make boomerangs out of the timber, as the wood is hard and strong. She oak is typically pale yellow with an even and fine grain and simple streaky figuring in the wood.
Yes. Mike, you bloody champion. Mike has donated another prize. To the prize pool, Mike has donated a 5e character journal and notebook, a note taker's book, roll for initiative, bookmark, amazing, a fights and fancy player starter kit. That's incredibly generous of you, you bloody champion. Wow. Guys, thank you so much. That's incredible. Do Diglets exist in this adventure? I mean, they might.
Actually, they might have to.
Yeah, let's like 20s in chat for Mike. Nat 20s in chat. Guys, what an incredible gift. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Mike. This is it. Mike is such a lovely, lovely people. These people are trolls. Yeah, Nat 20s in chat for Mike.
Mike, I think, possibly sent me the best promo image for Sunday as well.
Oh, I'm excited. Yeah.
It's a doozy.
Pixie Wink Wonk is such a solid name as well. All right, Karen, shall we continue playing a bit of D&D? I
want to draw attention to Painterly Git's comment. Hypothetically, how much would someone have to donate for Mr. Thaddeus Flange, gentleman seductionist, to encounter Mike Moan's favorite actress, Anne Hathaway?
It could be arranged. We also have this box of dice in beautiful little furry sacks from the wonderful people at Roll With Advantage. Roll With Advantage are a Melbourne-based dice company, and up there, boom. And the incredible people at Meeples and Dragons, Sans and John, have sent us 4 stemless wine glasses, each with a character class and name embossed on the side. So there's a sorcerer, a barbarian, an artificer, and a bard, and they are pretty.
And there are pictures on our Instagram if you want to go drool over them, because unfortunately we do not get to hold them and touch them and coo over them.
Mike goes, I will match not to do this. So this really begs the question, does Mike like Anne Hathaway or not?
Like, if you do, props. Anne Hathaway's great.
Oh, look.
Never got the hate. She seems nice.
How much for her to be in a golden bikini? I'd reckon I could probably see my way to that for, I don't know, maybe 50 Australian dollars. That'll do it. She's not great.
We have the donate link.
And I am the healer. Never mind. I'm sure it'll be fine. I can't do an Anne Hathaway voice anyway. Well,
God, how does she even speak?
Yeah.
Does she have any vocal tics?
I'm gonna pop the music back on, and we will continue doing a little bit more D&D.
We
seeing as the Lonely fans have arrived, you have pleased the merfolk, and I need to rebuild this soundscape that I built on the fly. So, in a moment, let me find some water. Bow waves. There we are. That'll do. Cool. So yeah, you finish your conversation. She sounds like an asshole. Mike is going to paint an Anne Hathaway Space Marine. Oh.
How are you supposed to tell they wear helmets?
Actually, canonically, no, there are no female space Marines. That right there is a system battle. I have to make an Anne Hathaway Space Marine using parts from her Catwoman model. Ah. Amazing. Oh yeah, she was Catwoman, hey.
She was Catwoman.
I was like, not in the most recent one, but the one before.
No, Zoe Kravitz is Catwoman now.
Zoe Kravitz was a better Catwoman, I'm going to be honest on that.
I liked the Batman. It really took
really
me by surprise.
I didn't expect to either, but yeah, I was like, wow, this was really good. Okay, so, you emerge from the merfolk pool. Bastardized. Look, I wouldn't have gone that far, but yeah, she didn't do it any favors.
That movie didn't do
anybody any favors.
Anyone any super favors. Like, it's the one I watch last. If I end up rewatching Batman movies, I'll watch the second one, and then if I'm still feeling like Batman, I'll watch
Batman
the first
Begins.
one. Yeah. And then if I'm really scraping, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll watch the third one.
The problem is, I like some bits of it. I really enjoy Bane in it.
When you can
Tom Hardy, I really enjoy it. No, I love it. I was like. Yeah, I really enjoy Bane in it. He's not what Bane's supposed to be, but I do really enjoy it. Anyway, come on. So you emerge from the pool, and Garrett goes, "Oh, Beryl, you all right?"
Yeah, I think that actually went quite well. Sorry,
carry on.
They seem like they are open to kind of being friendly, like, so that's good. Yeah. I nearly got stabbed with a trident, but Oceana's had my back.
Yes, I'm glad I jumped in when I did.
Yeah, we have the lowdown on which pull you absolutely should not do that in.
Yes. So the next one is good, but the one after, I will stay. I will probably go and hang out with someone else for that. Yeah. Maybe some more salmon.
That was excellent. And check out this sweet bracelet they gave me. Isn't it pretty?
Garrick particularly is interested in it.
Like, if he looks keen, I will take it off and hand it to him so he can examine it more closely.
Yeah, he does. And Beryl, you notice that it is becoming less malleable.
Oh.
It still moves, but it's stiffening.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
Pixie Wingwonk, thank you very much for the subs, plural. Bloody champion.
Thank you
Karen,
you guys are just a bundle of joy, man.
Yeah, I love it. Karen, tell you what, in celebration, you can now have 2 D6s to spend before the end of the session. You have to spend them. Which is probably good that we're going to continue doing stuff. So, you continue on.
You must use them by the end of the session, and the end of the session is now.
Now! So you continue on around to the Locanthar?
Yeah, I want to meet these cute little fish guys.
Alrighty. Well, let's
pop the picture of the Locanthar back up.
That's so a Locanthar.
The new people can see it. It's hella cute.
A Locanthar?
The Locanthar.
Yes, so you travel around the pool. So, you're walking around the left-hand side of an ocean cavern, essentially. And let's pop the music of that a little bit higher. Ooh, Frog Fishy Boy. Yeah, exactly. They're super sweet. They are an official D&D monster race, but they are quite... I mean, canonically, they are... Where are we? They are not evil.
Canonically, not evil.
They ride giant eels as well.
Oh, my sister would hate that.
Yeah.
My sister has this passionate fear of eels. Like to the point where if you put a picture of an eel anywhere near her, she will leave.
They are true neutral.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah. As are technically lizardfolk. Whereas Coalinth, out of curiosity, are lawful evil. Yeah, there you go.
All right, let's go chat up some fish.
All right. Yeah, you head around, around the corner to the next pond, essentially, and describe it. Yes. The water is clear, and the bottom is covered with a mass of weeds, so that the depth cannot be judged. A stone path again carved into the west wall, a few feet above the waterline. Narrow stone stairs descend into the water from this path. You can see in the water, however, movement in the weed. Yeah. You can tell that there are people in there. In fact, make me a perception check. And Pixie Wink Wonk, would you do me the favor of typing !perception in chat as well? This will be for Beryl's party. Beryl, would you like to add one of your D6s?
We're back to my shit rolls again,
Would you like to add one of your D6s?
Yes, I do.
An 11. 11 from Pixie Wink Wonk.
Well, that brings it up to 10.
Beats your 10. Alrighty, so...
I'm doing great. I've had
Beryl
like
sort
two
of
good
peers
rolls.
at the water and can't really make out very much. Then Oceana says, don't get in there.
Don't get in there?
There are that. And he points out something you hadn't noticed before. It is a fin. It is not a Locanthar fin. She does, but you're wanting to save the other, I would think, Pixie. She does have two, but save the other one for negotiations.
I would like to not die.
Yeah. He says that is a giant eel fin.
Oh.
I recall Locanthar, some of them do use giant eels as mounts.
That's very rock and roll of them.
It's efficient. They are, despite the fact that they... Have you ever seen one?
A giant eel?
No, a Locanthar.
Not in the real world. Like, I've seen like a picture of one.
I see. Yes, they, despite looking like fish, they don't actually swim particularly well.
Oh.
Well, they swim very well, they just don't do it very fast.
Oh, I see.
They're not quick swimmers, so they ride things that can go faster.
Look, that makes sense. Us land-dwelling folks do much the same.
Well, quite. So
Don't know if anyone can hear the dog is snoring in my lap right
I
now.
cannot hear it, so I doubt anyone else can. That's lovely, though.
I can hear it.
So yeah, he says, in fact, Mike, would you roll a history check for Oceanus, please? Beryl, you can do it as well, but I don't think you have much of a chance of knowing anything about the Locanthar.
Okay. Oh, shit! Natty 20!
Oh, shit. Okay.
That's my second properly decent roll tonight.
Turns out the book you read about Locanthar, where you saw this picture, inspiration for who, Mike? Yeah, for Beryl. A natural 20 is pretty damn good. So, Beryl, yeah, it turns out the book where you saw a picture of a Locanthar, you read it fairly thoroughly, you were interested, contained the deets on a lot of aquatic races, rather just a lot of random races of sentient beings that don't live nearby. And, a 25 on the Locanthar. Okay, sure. The Locanthar have an inspiration. Cool. They never get used. Yeah, they don't. They are part of the adventure I'm running, and they're super cute. There are some really good minis as well of Locanthar. I was looking for a picture, and all of the ones I kept getting were like 3D prints. And I was like, want, but no, not right now. Cool. I wish I played more table games, so I would have an excuse to have more minis. Oh, Siri. She is Sleepy Girl. So yeah, you recall that the best way to approach them is like... So the person who wrote the book was a wandering sort of scribe, knowledgeable, sort of wandering... It's a trap, an expensive obsession. Yes.
Mike, you'll like this. So when the first Hobbit movie came out, I was, as a lover of bunnies, mildly obsessed with Radagast's bunny sled. And there was a mini set you could buy of the bunny sled. And it was so expensive.
Yeah. And it's cheaper in England as well. Here it's even worse.
Yeah.
Because I did look into it. I considered buying it for you and painting it, but I was like, oh, nah. Horrible to build. I was like, in no way surprises me. Might have made that one. It's a really cool centerpiece model. But yeah, it would have been a pig to make. Yeah.
Lots of little fiddly things.
And it was when they'd only just started playing around with printing stuff in resin. It is a gorgeous mini, though. It's really lovely, yeah. All right. So, yeah, the book was written by a famous sort of wanderer, just like sort of the vibes of, like, what's his name? Volos. Volos or Mordenkainen, one of these guys who just writes stuff of his travels. And yeah, he encountered the Lokenthar, and he made mention specifically of how to approach them. Of the best way to, if you believe a pool contains Lokenthar and you want to talk to them on a level basis, they will come out. They can breathe the air, yeah, the best way to do it is to offer food. But not in the way like I'm feeding the ducks. To prepare a platter and then lower it into the water so that they can smell it, because their sense of smell is very good. In fact, it is their primary sense. And particularly in the water, they can smell it from a ways off. Then remove it from the water and place it next to the water. Retreat from the waterside and wait politely. It's the equivalent of knocking. For a Lokenthar.
Right. The Lokenthar equivalent of knocking. Groovy. We'll do I will have a robot. I remember this. There was this book I read, and it mentioned that you have to like put some food in the water for them and then like take it out and leave it on the edge and back away so they feel safe to like come check you out. So, I already gave old mate Shaman up my frog's legs. What do we got going on? Have a quick whip around to see what we've got food-wise.
Garuk says, I could perhaps offer some salted meats on a stick.
Hey, I like salted meat on a stick.
If they are smelling it, this is a very... smellable? Fragrant, that's the word. Again, I'm on the wrong voice. I could offer perhaps some salted meats. These are very fragrant. Perhaps quite a pleasant thing for them to be able to smell quite well in the water. Yeah?
Yeah, that sounds perfect.
And yeah, seeing as Pixie Winkwonka suggested, possibly some cheese sticks. They're quite aromatic.
Yeah.
I don't know how well they would do when they get wet, but, you know.
Oh, look,
They don't have to eat the food you put in, they're just to know that you are offering some, yeah?
Yeah, and, I imagine they're used to eating their food well.
Karen, you will love the name of the person you just followed. Floofiest Floofer. There's the German accent. Yeah.
I do love that.
Hello! Thank you very much for the follow. Yes,
you like
Floofiest Floofer. Welcome, meet the mother of bunnies. Floofiest Floofer is a good egg. Floofiest Floofer sounds like a good egg. Anybody who likes bunnies is all right by me. Are there either of the buns inside, Karen?
Sadly, no. They are skulking outside tonight.
They have a cat flap so they can get into Karen's. Now do Welsh. Oh, well, I could, but I suppose I'll save that for the Lokenthar. I think that's how they'll sound. I like that idea.
Welsh looking.
I was a vet, so I love all animals. That's fair.
Aww.
I am very fond of most animals
Animals are
as well.
great. We have a dog, 2 rabbits, and a tank of fish.
Yes. I did actually used to have betas as well in there, but betas are really hard to keep. They're supposed to be quite hardy, but I was not good at it, and I'm really good at keeping other fish alive.
Yeah, Otocinclus are really hard to keep alive, and ours just won't die.
We are on our second, but we've had a fish tank for like 2.5 years now.
Yeah.
The original Otto lasted for nearly 2 years, and he wasn't a baby when we got him.
No,
Yeah, cool. So you put together, and Garrick actually would offer his scimitar. You've been given your weapons back. Just
cool, sweet.
Yeah, Arthur Kent saw to it that you were. She decided that you were not a threat, so she made sure your weapons were returned to you. And Garrick gratefully received his thick-bladed scimitar. And he does the similar thing like he did before. Uses it as a sort of platter. And arranges some meats. Garrett offers some. He had sneakily kept a little bit of frog's leg stew his own self. He's a halfling boy. He's a growing boy. He needs the extra.
He needs his snacks. He needs his snacks.
He pulls out some. He's like, "Did you want to actually add some frog's leg? They might like giant frog. They are water dwellers."
Yeah, but they don't have any kinship with frogs, do they? They're not going to be offended.
Only very distant. You would probably be wise not to point it out.
Okay, noted. Noted.
It's sort of like saying to a human who are vaguely related to a monkey, aren't you?
Yeah, they don't take kindly to that.
Did you know that the Elvish... did you know that the High Elvish word for human is monkey?
Oh, you cheeky rascals.
Wasn't my idea.
The dog's trying to yank my headphones out.
And that actually, sorry, that is Warhammer 40,000 lore. That is, yes, the Eldar of Warhammer 40,000 call humans Monkane. And it might be where the humans got the word from. The other way around, they are ripping into the humans. In my headcanon, they are, oh, that's what you call monkeys? That's what I'm going to call you then. Because elves are barely any different physically from a human. Like, if you're going to point out that somebody looks like a monkey, elves have less hair, but otherwise... Because in my headcanon, elves are hairless. Like, except for on the head. Except for scalp and eyelashes, they are... neck down alopecia. You do this. Garrett offers a few bits of frog's leg meat.
Oh.
Yeah, eyebrows, eyelashes, I think, but everything else, no, not so much.
So if you believe the high fashion industry, going eyebrowless is a vibe.
It's a vibe.
I don't believe it, but
no,
you know.
I don't hold with that.
Eyebrows are so wonderfully expressive, says the woman with her hair covering her eyebrows.
You do that. You place the platter, and you would also recall that the person wanting to do the conversation is probably the best to have be the person, because they can smell you.
Right. Well, I'll pop it in, and then I'll leave it for a moment. I'll take it out, and then we can take a few steps back and see how this unfolds.
Yeah, you do that.
I do that.
You do that. You place you gently lower the sword under the water, which as soon as you put it in there, you're like, should I be putting a sword in here?
It is covered in food.
It is covered in food. So you hold it down for a little minute, and then you pull it back up, and you leave it on the side of the ledge. And you retreat to the edge of the ledge. The ledge is about 10 feet wide, so you can get a decent distance away from it. And sit down and watch it. And about a minute later, a head, what like a frog, like it's just the top of the head. As you can see in the picture, they have most of their eyes are quite high on their heads, and so yeah, this little, basically a little green island appears with little red eyes, looking out and floating around it are barbels like those of a catfish. And it is joined a moment later by 3 more. And then an eel fin circles them, and for a little while, and then goes down, and they observe you. They watch for more than like a minute or two. They are sitting there watching.
And I'll just sit there.
Speaking of which, they don't have eyebrows.
Cool. I will sit there very calmly and quietly and not make any sudden movements.
Then 3 of them disappear. And one slowly rises out of the water. Now, they are far a ways out. They are in the water some distance away from the shore, about 20 feet away from the shore. This one rises up to basically standing on the water.
He's standing on a giant eel.
No, he is standing on 2 of his mates.
Right.
Who is standing underneath him. And if you had a different angle, you would be able to see there are 2 of them underneath just holding him up.
Amazing.
And he bows at the waist in a very human fashion and croaks out a greetings.
Greetings. My name is Beryl, and I come from the halfling town down a ways. I was wondering if we could maybe have a chat.
You would. It's hard to. The book would have specified how to tell the difference between a male and female Locanthar. It's do with the number of fins on the elbows and back. You can spot from his elbows this is a male, and he looks at the sword and laughs, and says, "Many read that book."
Oh no, is it an inaccurate representation of your culture? I'm sorry.
Vectes was fool. Vectes did not know. But Locanthar like food. Locanthar, come sit. Meet Beryl.
I would love that.
And he glides towards you without moving his feet.
Just his 2 mates running, paddling furiously under the water.
He is surrounded by an eel that is circling, but it's not supporting him, as far as you can tell.
Right.
He steps onto the side and sweeps with a finned hand and says, "Please, you come join, bring friend."
Oh, come on, Ocean.
And he's speaking very good common.
Cool, great, I love it. I and Oceanus will approach and sit down.
He sort of chins up or rather, no, his barbels would flutter. Do I hear a bunny?
You do.
Is it a guinea?
We have a bunny, yeah, we have a guinea. Oh, is it a guinea? No, we have Tori. Hi, Tori. Hi, Tori.
His barbels sort of
serious sleep on my arm, or I'd go do something about that.
His barbels sort of quiver, and he looks at the other 2, Garrett and Garuk, and says, "Your friend who give food, do they not come?"
Oh, if you don't mind them coming down as well.
They give food, they come, they eat.
And I kind of wave at them like, "Hey, come on, it's okay."
Garrett does not need any convincing to come and eat more food on a stick, even if it is slightly wet.
Just extra flavor.
Yeah. And the Locanthar picks up a fish stick, a meat stick, and observes it, like twists it. This is one of the one of the lizards that has been dried, so its tail is straight. So you can hold it by the tail and nom. And he observes and goes, I like. Much nice. Very good.
My friend Garak here, they have a food festival where everything is on a stick.
8 laughs again. And it's... I don't want to go... No, I'm not even going to mention that abhorrent movie for a referent. But, yeah. It's...
See, now I want to know which movie you're not referencing.
Star Wars Episode 1.
Oh, right. Yep, I know exactly what you mean. Gotcha.
It's not that, though.
Yeah.
But it's similar. It's similar vibes. They're just far more...
A fishy, froggy laugh.
Yeah. I think it's actually... I quite like that. That's the noise it makes.
What's wrong with that?
And he turns to the water and makes a different kind of noise to the waves crashing. But it's clearly, like, it's hard to express why you know this, but it's the same language. But above water, it sounds different. Oddly surprising. But it sounds sort of... And another head appears. Back where they were. And then about 20 seconds later, it is, you know, one of those, it's a kind of sea, a kind of coral that has, like, big flat fronds.
Oh,
big flat plate.
Yes, I know exactly the one you mean. Yes.
It tends to be white or lighter colors.
Mm-hmm.
And the head comes up, and then about 20 seconds later, a hand comes up with one of these balanced on it, and a collection of sea grasses and things like that is piled upon it. Not particularly neatly. But it comes out and water drains through the platter. And this head approaches as well, holding the platter above, places the platter on the thing without ever revealing more than its eyes, and then it retreats back underwater again.
Okay. Cool.
And he picks up the platter and places it in front of Garrett and Garak. And says, "You bring food, I bring food. We friend here, yes?"
I think so.
And Garrett eyes up the weeds and looks at you, Beryl, like, do I have to?
And I'm like, yes. Eat the weeds, Garrett. Open your mouth and put them in.
Fluffiest Floofer, could you do me the great favor of typing !insight into chat, please? This is to see if Garrett interprets Beryl's look correctly. A 10. Garrett goes, and he pulls up this string of seaweed and goes, and just the tip, basically. And puts in the rest. He goes, "Oh, Beryl, this is really good."
And I'll look
I'm sorry,
at
I don't know why I'm surprised. Like, after that, he's like, "Oh, I'm not surprised. That's really nice." And the Locanther goes, "Blah, blah, 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 blah." Like, he did not miss this into play.
Love it. May I try a little bit as well?
Please.
I will
friend,
eat some...
we all eat.
I will happily have some of this weird-looking weed as well.
Yeah. It tastes like soy sauce on peas.
I don't mind soy sauce and peas.
Yeah. It's not like delicious, but it's very pleasant. Perfectly a serviceable meal. And it's odd. It, however, does have a slightly different texture. The texture of cooked mushroom.
Oh.
So
What?
Karen wouldn't like it, but
Beryl's a more adventurous eater.
not an unpleasant texture if you like that texture. Yeah.
Beryl will be like, well, I can safely say I have never eaten anything like that before.
You would not. We grow special.
It's really unusual. It's like a cross between a mushroom and a vegetable.
He says, so, we friends, we eat, we sit. Why you come, Beryl?
Well, I have come from, as I said, the town of Bottledown, which is a halfling town. It's about a day's travel away. I
know Bottledown. Nice place.
Ah, excellent.
Water, good and clear.
They keep a clean house, Bottledown. And well, basically they were looking for people to do trade with. So they sent me, and Garak here is a trader. Garrett is my current traveling companion, rather good scribe. And Oceanus here, we met on our travels. He'd been a victim of some unfortunate events. So he's traveling with us until we can get him back to his people. And we'd done some work for the council, and they asked if we wouldn't mind making this our next place that we visited. To see if you guys...
why Lizardfolk come?
Yeah. And whether they wanted to trade. And the queen explained kind of what the situation is and all. And I think that we might be able to help y'all.
Lokantha a threat to all, including Bottledown.
Well, yes. And like Bottledown don't have much of a military, and we don't breathe underwater. But we do have ships, and we have supplies, and obviously we have trading partners, so we'd be able to get stuff in to help.
Lokantha not warrior either, but Lokantha protect. Lokantha defend self and friends. Friends much good.
Yeah. Bottledown.
It's worthy to note, Beryl. He seems to know what you mean when you talk about Bottledown. Bottledown, fairly broad spectrum of people there. Never seen a Lokantha there. I mean, only you've been there only a week, but the fact that the Lokantha seem well acquainted with the place to the point where they comment on the quality of the water around it. But you ain't never seen a Lokantha.
Have you...
And Garrett actually would say, do your folk go to Bottledown often? No, that's not Garrick's voice. Do your folk go to Bottledown often? And the Lokantha says, much time, many often. You not see, landfolk never see.
See, that was my suspicion, because you were talking about it like you knew what it looked like, and I'm like, I ain't never seen one of your kind down there. But then I figured you were probably just in the water, and nobody really noticed what was happening.
And folk not look beneath. Often problem.
Yes. And I would also say that sometimes folks don't see what they ain't looking for.
That's also true. So, you come, you trade, you fight?
Well, I know there are folks in Bottledown that will fight to protect the town. And if you've been kind of there without us knowing, you're part of that too.
Lokantha not live one place. Lokantha live all place. We come, we go, like the sea, like the tide. We live coast, the word is. Small, shallow pool. Clear water. Sometime we live very near Bottledown. Very near Bottledown. Some say we would know city from bottom up.
I think I have an idea for a song.
I think you hang out here long, you get many song.
I hope so. I do like a good song.
Lokantha, we love song. We sing. We sing long and loud. And I'm not going to subject you to it, but he does.
Beryl was just like kid in a candy store.
It is not a pretty sound. It's like this gargling noise. It's like, we sing the song.
Yes, Pixie Wink Walk.
Sing me the song of your people. Yeah, it sounds like he's gargling. Vogon poetry. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Not quite that bad. But yeah, he does, and then you can see behind him 4 more heads appear, and then for the first time, the heads sort of lean back and their mouths sort of hinge open. Their heads are mostly mouth, and as they hinge back, all 4 start gargling. Not the same noise. It's pretty incoherent. It's definitely not common. In fact, it doesn't even sound like Aquan. It just sounds like they're gargling. Like they're all rinsing their mouths after a long stint in a dentist chair.
Amazing.
And your companions are all, I'm going to say, hey, Garden Goth, enter Paul McCartney, stage left. Garden Goth, could you make me, politician noises intensify. Garden Goth, could you roll me ! Either performance or deception, your choice, in chat. And Karen, same deal. Can I get a performance or deception check? Do not go, oh.
Holy shit, 13. I have another D6 lying around. This dude better think that... Okay, that makes it 16 to be like...
Okay, and the boys got an 18. Thank you very much, Garden Goth.
Nicely done.
Yeah, performance checks all round. Everybody goes, lovely.
Oh my goodness,
Marvelous.
that was wonderful.
Yeah, this is different. Let's have some more weed while they finish spitting. Yeah, and very diplomatically, you sit and enjoy the songs of his people.
And when they finish, I'm like...
Beryl, make me another performance check. Phoenixy Wacky is rating.
Oh my goodness! No.
Guys, thank you so much for the raid.
23 for my next performance check. Take that, shitty rolls.
We need to do some more shoutouts, hey, because that's our 5th raid of the night.
Holy crap, 5. Wow.
So we do need to shout out Mike Moans. For those who don't know him, Mike is an amazing artist, mini painter, and just a splendid chap, and a really, really generous guy. Phoenixy Wacky, on the other hand, are an incredible bunch of streamers as well, and John over there is just an absolutely delightful human being. 23 raiders and 23 on the roll. Coincidence? I think not. Karen, yeah. Well, let's have a shout out for Phoenixy Wacky as well. Phoenix was obviously playing D&D. I believe it's Barovia and Beyond tonight. I think it is, which means there might have been an Esmeralda there. Because it's fun because my party just met Esmeralda as well. But our Esmeralda is a Gerbine. Can confirm. Much good, yes. Phoenix unfortunately cannot join us for our charity weekend this weekend, but we are borrowing Josh Hodges instead. GM Josh from over there, Tuln I think in Barovia and Beyond, actually, or at least he was until recently. Could be wrong though. Hey Phoenix, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us with all of your peeps. We are doing a bit of Ghosts of Saltmarsh. Beryl is trying to negotiate with a jolly old Lokenthar at the moment, who has
He's
not given
singing
his...
me the songs of his people. Hang on.
Yes, he is gargling you the songs of his people. Very much that kind of a noise. And Beryl, your performance check, you notice you can pick up a tune underneath it.
Hey!
Mooncloud, thank you very much. It is a fun time, yeah. So, for our raiders, if you are keen, come back and join us on Sunday night. Because I know Phoenix won't be there or streaming, so you won't have to worry about that. Because Phoenix is going on holiday, which is why he's not playing. So we are doing a 27-hour charity marathon on Sunday and Monday. And we will be having Tales from the Loop. We will be having an Easy D6 game. We will have a Call of Cthulhu game. We will have a Mutant Chronicles game run by the wonderful Tony Karlstrom in chat. Jack O'Brien's running Call of Cthulhu for us. There's going to be a couple of episodes of 5e as well as the penultimate episode of Midnight and Madness, my Humblewood game. All of that. We have now 4 amazing donors of prizes. The incredible Mike Moans has donated a player starter kit from Fights and Fancy, which I will get more info about when we finish the stream, because he did it literally 20 minutes ago in the stream. We have 2 beautiful wooden tabletop gaming boxes from Wooten Forge Gaming Accessories. The one Karen is holding is the Adventurer's Chest. You can fit a whole set of dice and a mini in there, and it's beautiful padded, so it doesn't damage itself. Mooncloud, thank you very much for the follow, you bloody champion. Roll with Advantage have sent us some incredible dice in this gorgeous dice box. Well, this is a gorgeous box of dice. There are 11 sets of dice and loads of stickers in there. And Meeples and Dragons have given us 4 of their gorgeous stemless wine glasses to give away as well. It's incredible. Very good for artsy people and lots of drawing space. Ooh. A dice set, a bookmark, a notebook, and a full player journal. Heck, that's super cool.
Thank you so much, Mike.
That's incredibly generous. Amazing work. You legend. Guys, so yeah, that's what we're doing there. It's going to be an awesome time. We might even get some sleep afterwards. My wife is the artsy one. I write, she draws. We are the reverse. My wife is the writer and I'm the drawer, interestingly.
I draw excellent bunnies and nothing else.
I paint, but not as well as Mike. But that's okay. Loads of people don't paint as well as Mike. So, let us continue. You are having a chat with a jolly old Lokenthar.
He has been gargle singing at me, and
You have picked up the tune. If you wanted to try and play along...
Yeah, you bet your ass I do.
You whip out the dulcimer or the panpipes?
I think the panpipes.
Ratness is still out as well.
Yeah, I feel like the panpipes feel like the vibe with the gargling.
Singing. Yeah. Very well. Hey, 4091 Phantom. Good to see you, mate.
I actually, so when I was in school, they always did a competition where you could design the cover of the sports carnival program.
Oh,
yeah. And they always picked 4 winners.
Yeah.
And I won one year for literally drawing stick figures doing sport.
How many people entered?
Basically everyone in the relevant years had to try. It was usually something they made you do in class.
Right. Okay.
But obviously there were different levels of caring. So, I had the stick figure on the podium getting the medal, and a stick figure holding a bat, a stick figure doing the pole vault, and it got picked.
So you try and play along with his gargle singing.
I do. I bust out the panpipes and I try to get a little harmony going.
Love it. Alrighty. Show me. Yeah. So you've roll me a performance check. The first one was to see if you can.
25.
No one can see, so I'm going to put the Lokenthar back away.
25.
25. That's what a +10 in performance will get you.
Yeah. I basically stacked Beryl to be an amazing performer.
Yeah, cool. A friend and I nearly lost our minds laughing when we started drawing Lord of the Rings stick figures during art class. Like it. Alrighty. he listens and you join in. You bust out the panpipes. Ratness starts. She knows what to do when you start playing an instrument. So Ratness and starts prancing from foot to foot because that's all she can really do when you only rolled a 9 for your Arcana when you summoned her. So your summoned giant rat the size of a corgi is prancing, doing like a horse doing dressage is the way I sort of picture it.
Yes.
They sort of with all 4 legs. And yeah, it looks quite. No, not you. Come here, Siri. What you doing, Bubba?
So this is the other problem when we run late on stream is Siri's like, I have been neglected.
And ignored, and neglected, and ignored for 4 hours. Here we go. Come here.
Only 3 hours and 13 minutes. She's being melodramatic. And she was on my lap asleep for like at least 30 minutes of that. So somebody got trimmed this week, so she's no longer a featureless ball of floof.
Yes.
Yes, wind her up.
I'll take her out after this. I'm gonna sit. All right. Yeah, he laughs. He finishes his song, and is more than happy to have you play along. Yeah, he finishes his song and then. Yes, you are. You're very sweet. Yes. And says, "You know song."
Oh, I was trying to pick it up. I hope I didn't.
No, you do well. You not know song.
No, I just have a good ear for music.
Yes, storyteller. That is Siri, our little girl. She is nearly 2 now, actually, or a little over 2. And really cool story. We found her sister recently. Turns out a mate of ours acquired her at the same time. Acquired her dog at exactly the same time. Yeah, no, that is the name we named her after as well, Phantom.
Yeah.
It's Siri. Not.
It was
it's
like
Siri.
after the phone voice.
No.
I'm like, no.
Although my phone did valiantly try to fetch the ball today because I told her to, and the phone went bloom, and I was like, "Not you."
We kind of wanted that to happen for our own amusement as well.
Yeah, occasionally. It is.
Well,
it's a nice. She's our little princess. And.
Oh, next rabbit we get that's a male is Geralt. So Geralt's the rabbit.
Yeah. We need to get a big rabbit though. It needs to be like we need a Flemish giant to call it Geralt.
Big ass grey rabbit, and that's Geralt.
Yeah. Needs to be white, obviously. The White Wolf.
Oh, his hair's more grey than white.
Yeah, but he's called the White Wolf.
The White Rabbit.
The White Wolf of Rivia.
The White Rabbit of Rivia.
The White Rabbit of Rivia!
But would be an excellent continuation of our habit of giving our pets very silly names.
Silly names, yeah. Yeah, it's nothing on my first dog, Typhoid. And, we call them Tori and Guinea. It's Hop Tori Bunzo and Ruth Bunder Ginsburg. That's their names. So, anyway.
I'm impressing the fishman.
Yeah.
With my panpipe playing skills and dancing rat.
It's the White Rabbit of Rivia. Yes. He is delighted by Ratness. He says, "You make do? How does?"
Oh, it's a little magic spell. I don't really cast the spell. If you play the pipe a certain way, the rat will appear. And I've asked it to dance, but we're still working on that,
The Carrot Butcher of Blaviken. Zump. That is a solid entrance to chat. Well done.
See, now I just need to get another rabbit.
We do. We need the Carrot Butcher of
Blaviken.
Actually, it would be the Broccoli Butcher of Blaviken. Because broccoli, actually carrot... fun fact for the non-rabbit owners. Broccoli, far better for your rabbits than carrots. Carrots are sweet and actually not super good for them. They shouldn't have a lot of carrot. Whereas broccoli, you can have as much of that shit as you like.
Well, within reason. Like,
yeah. Also alliteration. Yeah.
Can't make them guess. The bok choy butcher of Blaviken.
Oh, that fucker has eaten my bok choy as well. Tori has gotten
He
into
got
my
to the bok choy and ate it to the ground.
Because I have a vegetable garden, because I'm that kind of a... This is the thing. If I was any D&D class, I'd probably be a druid. But I don't have the stats for it. Wisdom is my dump stat. I am not particularly perceptive, like, to the world around me. My insight's pretty good, but yeah. I'm a charisma caster, unfortunately, so... I'm int or charisma, not wisdom. I'd probably go artificer if I was anything.
What would I be?
Or bard, obviously bard. And you, definitely, probably sorcerer to be honest. Druid or doodad?
I do like sorcerers.
I think probably you'd be a sorcerer with a bit of rogue. I actually think you're Catalina, split through and through. But Catalina, because sorcerers are charisma casters, I reckon you're a charisma caster, but you're not necessarily a bard. Though you do play like 3 musical instruments.
And none of them very well.
You're a hecking bard, Karen. Sorry.
Actually,
and
if
I'm the dragon.
It's a weird thing because I can play the oboe, I can play the recorder as well.
Yeah.
So you kind of get a bonus instrument with that one.
And you could play the ukulele.
You can play the
Means
ukulele.
you can kind of guitar.
Not really. I can play the banjo-lele. Or the mandolele.
The mandolele, yeah.
Mandolele.
Thanks for the follow, mate. Good on you. Alrighty.
We're getting off track again.
Yeah, we are.
We're trying valiantly to finish.
Dwarven doodads, best druids. With green beard. Alright.
I would want my little plants growing in the beard.
Yeah. So let's finish it. Let's finish this interaction and then
Focus.
It's been a long
Put
day.
the ADHD back in the box.
All right. So we do this. He laughs and you explain how rats work. And he says, "Well, we sing song of people. We eat. We make merry. What my folk do you?" Hey, Thamiel. Thamiel's still rocking his first subscriber badge as well. That means he has maintained it for over a year. Respect.
That's with Thamiel.
Bloody legend.
Well, essentially, we kind of want to help get this odd family of people together to deal with these Shakaran. From what we've heard since we've been here, it feels like it's going to take a lot of us to really send them running to the depths of the ocean. And we would like us to do it, as a united front. I would be concerned if any one group of us tried to do it alone, it would end very badly.
And if all groups do one after another, it no work.
No, it wouldn't. And I want it to work. Those things are terrifying. I don't want them coming out of the shores of Bottledown.
This it. They take over sea. It not long before sea not for your people at all. Your boats, they good. They fast. They not avoid Shahagan.
No, I feel like they would have a way around that.
It called Bracken.
Oh, you're the second person who's mentioned that to me, which makes me feel like this might be a problem we're going to have to deal with at some point.
It not obey them. They obey it.
Oh, I see.
But
it can't come on land, right?
It not need to.
Okay.
It big.
Oh, right. I see.
Some of it stay land, some of it stay water. You on land, you not safe.
Gotcha.
It also have servant. Chahagin come on land.
Right. So it's like it's bigger, musclier brother that keeps everyone in line. Well,
My people, we want peace. Lolkantha, we peaceful people.
Well, Bottledown, we don't want no fighting either. It's a trading town, not a fighting town.
Beryl, make me a persuasion check.
10. I have inspiration.
You do.
I would like to use it, please.
And I am going to ask 491 Phantom, would you roll me insight in chat? And he is going to use Tony Karlstrom's inspiration as well. So Thamior, can you also roll me insight in chat? Exclamation mark insight. We will take the better of the two. And you can roll with your advantage as well. A 16 from Thamior. Pretty good. Can we get one from Phantom as well? A 19 from
19
Beryl.
from me, which is better.
This is looking a lot better. He narrows his little beady red eyes. Because I think 16 is pretty good, so we'll go with it. And the 19 is very persuasive. And says, we'll just see if Phantom can do any better. If Phantom's not there, I'll take it from somebody else. Yeah. He says, I ask this. You tell. What Bottledown bring, Alliance?
Well, as a trading town, we have a number of connections with other places on land, and we can get supplies. Like Garak here is from Chalderon.
I not know place. Chalderon?
It's quite far away. It's a volcano. You know volcano?
We have a volcano underwater.
Yeah, mountain with fire.
Yes.
So they have a lot of unusual crafts there.
Ah.
And we can get weapons, we can get food.
So you supply war? You help fight?
Well, we don't have a military per se. They have a guard there. And I imagine if it came to defending Bottledown from outsiders, they would fight.
But the difference between protect Bottledown and go to war.
Yes, there is.
To fight Chahagin, you get in the water.
Well, we have ships.
You fight from ship?
Yeah, they're kitting out a very nice ship at the moment with some big old harpoons.
Now, Beryl, you get the feeling that you have made some valid points, but he has one last question that you need to answer well. And he says, he crosses his arms, and he leans in, and he says, what you offer Locantha? What can Bottledown offer Locantha?
Can
I need sell people.
And I see.
I not speak for all. I like Beryl. I think Bottledown nice place. But I need tell Locantha why. And not all eats food on stick.
No.
You can make a history check, you can make an insight check to try and figure out what would work.
Yeah. Oh, the dice gods have smiled upon me.
Ooh!
Natty 20, baby.
Natty 20. 20's in chat.
Ooh, rolling the big ones where it counts.
Yeah, okay.
I do not balls this up.
He... The Locanthar, you'd know this because you're very familiar. Like, the book you read wasn't written by somebody who really knew what the fuck he was talking about, but he did know a lot. Yeah, the book you read indicates that they are a very simple folk. Their desires are minimal. They live in the shallows where the water is warm. They make what they need from the weeds and the sea grasses. So their desires are not material. Oh, wow. We're so lucky. Look! We get a promo code for 10 viewers for a whole day. Amazing! Alright. I might just block that bot very quickly. There we go.
Took me a second to realize you were being second.
There we are.
That's the first bot we've had for a while, though. They've been avoiding us.
Yeah. So, yeah. They are not into material goods. Perhaps a cultural exchange.
Do you mean like...
He would... A nat 20... He would possibly accept something a little bit more ephemeral than... Not an agreement. More... An intellectual offering. His people don't value possessions. But they clearly have a rich culture, even if you haven't got the faintest idea what it means. So something to add to that. Something his people would appreciate. They also value music.
Well, would you perhaps like to have a safe place in Bottledown? Maybe some sort of safe harbor where you can come and know that you'll be protected, and maybe we can... And I know there'll be lots of folks that love to learn more about you. And maybe you could learn a few things from us too. So maybe we could make a place where if your people wanted to come on land or even in the water and meet and mingle with the folk of Bottledown. Like, there are other people there who'd love to learn how to sing like y'all do.
Make me a persuasion. I love this idea. That's not where I was leading you at all, but I love it. I had no
idea what you meant. And I was like, have cultural exchange.
Yeah.
Persuasion. 22.
I love Thamio. After Josh's suggestion, I would say, Beryl, sing us a song. Beryl is a bard, right? Beryl goes, instead, why don't we make you a pond you could come and live in Bottledown? Then we could chat and Locantha Bard School in Bottledown.
Yeah.
Beryl...
A cultural exchange center.
Yeah. He leans in and he says, so you offer Locantha safety and learning. A place for exchange. A place for trade.
Of course. That's...
A place for song.
Of course. They love a song in Bottledown. Would you like to hear one of our songs?
I would love this.
Dulcimer comes out. Yeah, I know, right, Thamio? Yeah, well, for your safety.
And I think we'll leave it there.
You next raid.
As Beryl plays
launches
a
into
song
a beautiful
of,
halfling song about love and friendship.
and she would introduce it as such as well. Like, this is a halfling song, one you might well hear in Bottledown.
Sung amongst friends and those who we would be friends with.
I love this idea. Yeah. Cool. I think we'll leave it there. That
I just freaked the dog out. Sorry.
We said 3.5 hours ago that we would probably look to do like a shorter stream because we're both a bit tired, but the raids just kept coming, so we just kept playing. Fuck it. And look,
we're sluts for an audience.
We are. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Karen, we should do our favorite moments.
Oh.
Because this is what we do at the end of our streams. We borrowed this from the Dreaded GM. We are really fond of it. So it's quite nice and affirming. We tell each other how good we did. The bits that we did well, the bits that we liked the most about what we did this evening tonight was very RP heavy. Aside from all of the tangents that we went on, but we also love it when our audience tells us what they think we did well as well. So guys, if you have any favorite moments, please chuck them up in chat. We love to see what you think we did good, particularly when there's only 2 of us, so favorite moments can be quite quick, but we always talk about the player first, because sometimes Karen DMs and sometimes I do. So Karen, tell me, let's talk about Karen's favorite moments, favorite Karen moments, favorite Beryl moments.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna go in first because you just did it just then. That idea, that like, I was like, she's clearly not getting what I'm putting down, but I love what you did with it. I love the idea. I have a very clear mental image of a semi-submerged amphitheater that conducts their sound, that conducts their singing really well. That was really lovely. I thought it was just a really cool idea. Neat idea. I stole Thamuel's. Favorite Mother of Bunnies quack and pick laugh. Yeah, Tony enjoyed you laughing at the quack and pick.
It's great.
It was an adorable pick.
Could you put the quack and pick back up?
Yeah.
I want to laugh
Louise,
at it again.
the quacken.
Quacken.
I only saw 10 minutes. Well, Thamio, you can have that as your favorite moment, and I will pick a different one. But Karen, tell me your favorite you moment while I think of another Karen favorite moment.
I really liked the little exchange with the minister and him like telling us, "Oh yeah, I'm a dad." She's great.
Yeah,
that was a sweet little moment. I also loved the gargle singing. That's like really weird and kind of confronting. That was a fun moment.
My other favorite you, seeing as I'm obliged to pick another one because I stole Thamio's and I shouldn't have.
How rude.
How rude of me.
Like the dog putting her ass in my face right now. Do you mind?
You're playing Anus face. Favorite Beryl moment was the exchange with the merfolk prince. Yes, that was cool. I liked your... As a second one, I enjoyed you telling Garrett that he had to eat the weed.
It's like,
I thought that was really fun.
Your mouth.
Carol. Oh, actually, that's really... Oh, fuck yeah. All right. Yeah, cool. Thank you very much, Laurite. Cool. Favorite Karen moments. Any others, please throw them up in chat, and we'll move on to favorite Josh moments. Favorite Josh moment?
The Lorcanthar's laugh was pretty amazing. And the description of the mermaid's garment was also pretty dope. I want one of those, even if I can't wear it out in public.
My favorite me is... So, this is the least prep I have ever done for a live stream.
You're not supposed to admit that.
No, I'm proud of it, because I just ran that off the book, and I wrote 3 bits of notes for myself. I wrote the intro bit. I wrote, Beryl, you've just concluded a conversation with Arthur Kent, the Queen of the Lizardfolk. What do you do? I then wrote what each race wants.
So if I do a little sneaky sneak, I can find out what
Well, more about a note about. Well, it won't do you any good with the coalinth.
They want all the sea elves dead.
Pretty much, they're going to be the tricky ones. I am very proud of low prep D&D. I made up all of that. Favorite DM moment was the description of the Mofolk. I loved all of it. Thank you. Now, quick question: calling Ardana or the Lawrite changing names makes my head turn around. It's just a branding change, Samuel, but I'm sticking with Ardana because it's what I know.
Rolls off the tongue nice.
And until I'm asked otherwise, and I try not to use people's real life meat space names in the online community if they go by something else. So my favorite meme moment was like the fact that Saraf was her. If I had to pick a favorite, just a moment, it was the fact that the reveal that Saraf was her dad. That's not in the book. I just made it up, and I thought it was really cute. All of that, the fact, none of the stuff about merfolk, I was like, yeah, I'm going to make this up about merfolk. And yeah, I'm going to make this up about the culture of the Locanthar. All of this is just the little heads coming up, the standing on the
two, and him like gliding towards the shore with his two mates paddling him along.
Like fish Jesus. I have to leave again. Taking the kids makes my Thursday evenings go crazy. Not a problem, Samuel. I'm glad you've got them. Have a good night, and we'll see you next time, mate. Take care. Lovely to see you. See you Sunday. Yes. Sunday, yes.
27 hours straight. You can
very convivial time slot for you, hopefully. Yeah. So that was my favorite me. I thought I did really well there. I thought I made a lot of cool shit up. Yeah. The idea of the gliding with the underlings carrying him was amazing. Might having the kids. Oh, I see. No worries. I quite like the deciding that you weren't talking to a king or you were talking to the Duke of the Merfolk. But I deliberately didn't even give a name for the Locanthar guy or his rank or whatever. I don't know exactly what their cultural structure is, but I think it's very different. I think they're a very other species. They're the least like people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But like the decision that
at some point I'm going to have to
Lizardfolk
go back to the council and convince them to build a semi-submerged Locanthar center.
Could be great for them. And these are halflings. They do like singing. And they are just generally jolly, friendly people. And you have a halfling with you who really enjoys their seaweed.
Their seaweed, very yummy.
One person's bread is another person's luxury dinner, so yeah.
Bread is amazing. I want bread now. But some toast.
Yeah, I also my other I've got loads of favorite me moments because I really like. There's loads of cool things I like that I made up. The girl power in the Lizardfolk. Send me to Beard's Theatre with a restaurant. Yeah, I mean, yeah, right?
Kelp on sticks.
Kelp on sticks. Oh, I mean, you dry that shit out, and you got a stick right there. I made a mushroom and rice wild rice stew last night, and we had some with black bread. Oh, Mooncloud, hails yeah. You live in WA, right? I can come around for dinner, right? We've got stew for dinner tonight, but it's the leftovers that I get to reheat because I do stew and it lasts for weeks.
It reheats pretty bloody well, though.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to putting it in my face hole.
Which we should go away and do because it's nearly
midnight and I have to go to work tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. I don't. I have to play with Ardana on the Lawrites channel at 6 p.m. tomorrow night. So in 18 hours, I will be going live with Ardana for Ada Linda. Well, I always say the fact that I can cook has helped make cute kids is why my wife has not smothered me in my sleep yet. Probably. I'm not dissimilar in that, but we don't have any children. So we should go away from here because we've been streaming for a good while. I didn't help make her though. I just bought her. I also paid for both of the bunnies. And all the fish.
You supply me with cute animals. There you go.
So we should go away from here. Karen, who the absolute heck are you?
I am hecking Karen. I'm a writer. I'm a performer. rabbit enthusiast, internet addict. You can follow me over on Twitter at Mother of Bunnies. I retweet a lot of cute bunny pictures because I like to keep my feed wholesome in between the feminist rants. You can also follow my Bella's Alter Ego, Miss Lola Moore, over on Instagram. We have a cabaret show on the 9th of October in Perth at the Planet Royale, if anyone is in Western Australia.
And we'll be doing Paparotica out at the Kalgoorlie Fringe.
Kalgoorlie Pride. Kalgoorlie Pride at the end of October for a poetry slam, which is going to be amazing. And anywhere in the world, you can click on that link and go listen to the There Be Dragons podcast, where I voice Ryland Westfall, a dragonborn warrior.
And I play the infamous and deadly pirate Scan Felspar and his little dragon, Krosh. And very recently, we played a pre-session, like a session of Scan before. Yeah. And that was really cool because
back in time.
It was sort of a flashback more than we didn't travel in time. But yeah, we had a flashback, and I got to play Scan from before Scan was Scan. And because Scan has changed quite a bit in his life, and yeah, the DM presented me with a properly good moral choice, and I was like, oh. That is a spicy choice. I like it. And I be Josh the Pirate. You can find me here on my channel, Corsair's Cove, where I play D&D with my lovely lady wife and other friends. But you know that because you've done that. Good job. An unusually large number of you have done it this evening, and it's been splendid having you all. Thank you so much, all of our raiders, for joining us. We have had, Phoenix Iwaki, Mike Moans,
GM Workshop,
Raging Rolls, DM's Workshop, and Nerds of the West have all raided us this evening. Absolutely incredible. We have had so many new followers, so many new subs. You are all excellent human beings and bloody champions, the absolute lot of you. Karen, tell us about Ukraine. Let's bring the mood down a bit.
Yeah, Ukraine is not having such a great time. There is still very much a war happening. That might be going Ukraine's way lately, fingers crossed, touch wood. But yeah, a number of people have obviously been displaced by the fighting, and the link in chat is for the Emergency Action Appeal, which is an alliance of Australian charities and not-for-profits that are specifically raising money to support refugees from the conflict. So if you follow the link in chat, you can flick them a donation. Every little bit is gratefully received, and if you're listening and you've already flicked them a donation, good on you.
On your champions.
On ya. And we have more charity stuff on Sunday through to Monday for the charity stream
of a childhood cancer support. And I've just changed the meme over to our new favorite one that we found earlier. This one, I was looking for a picture of a coalinth. No, of a Locanthar, and that's what I got.
And you got the most upsetting interpretation of a turducken imaginable.
Sufficient. Smoking as well. It's the cigarette that I really enjoy. To raise the vibe after the Ukraine. If you can chuck some money that way, do so please. But yes, we will also be spending this weekend raising money for childhood cancer support, which is an often overlooked area of cancer support, because it supports the families of the people who have the cancer, not the person who has the cancer themselves. That one's covered. A lot of other charities have got that. Whereas this is, to help the families, because no one ever really thinks about the families of suffering. Those
Parents,
people are going
siblings.
through some stuff as well. So they provide them housing and accommodation and support while their person who is, often they are from regional areas in Australia, and Australia is 95% regional areas. This is a massive country with only like 6 cities. It's a big place with not a lot of urban area. So if you live rural, and about like 1 in 4 Australians do live rural, got to travel a ways to get your kid the treatment they need. So it's a thing, and we're going to help them if we can, and we'd like to. We've got now over 800 Australian dollars worth of prizes to give away. $5 gets you a $5 donation gets you an entry into that prize pool. Every entry you do gives you another entry, however. So I will stack that, and we will do the drawing live amazing, and I'm so grateful to everybody who's donated, including now the wonderful Mike Moans. Mooncloud, it's a pleasure to have you. Louise the Quacken reminds me of my youngest, the Stinkin, also known as the Chaos Goblin. I have a student who often plays goblins. We don't know why, as well. Yeah, she's fun. Ariana, she's 9, and the first time I ever played an RPG game with her, I said, you can be anything you like. And she's like, anything? I was like, anything, go on, be whatever. And she's like, can I be a goblin? I was like, you could be a goblin. And it just became a thing. She's just kept being a goblin. She tried to eat a boat the first time we played. I was like, you can do whatever you like. She's like, I can? I'm like, yeah. She's like, could I eat the boat? I'm like, if you wanted to. She's like, I eat the boat. I'm like, okay, roll to see if you can eat the boat. She rolled like quite low, which was good because they were on the boat. So she ate like some of the boat. I was like, sure, you eat a few bits of the boat before the captain says, stop it.
What's he on the nose of the newspaper?
Yeah, no. They later convinced her to drink some very suspicious fluid that turned out to give her knife hands. Yeah. Goblin Barbarian named The Stench. We have a Goblin Barbarian coming up for the Easy D6 game in our charity weekend. Boris. Boris is wider than he is tall, and he is a Goblin Brute because the Easy D6 uses slightly different terminology, but he's a Goblin Barbarian. He's 3, and I'm already planning the day I can get him playing. Why have you waited? 3. If they can talk, they can play. Mooncloud, yeah.
Roll a dice,
congratulations.
right?
I love that Chaos Goblin energy. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Alrighty.
Big Chaos Goblin energy.
We have all of the exclamation mark social, so you can check us out there. Find out more information about our charity upcoming events. There we have the YouTube, where which is fully up to date. You can check out all of the episodes of Mano a Mano. This is Ep 16. We've been doing it for a little while now. Karen and I take it in turns to be the DM. And you can also find all of my episodes of Humblewood. Humblewood is approaching the 80 episode mark now. So if you like my face and voice, check that shit out.
A lot of Josh.
Karen is also in it for quite a bit as well. He does love it. I worked with his older brother's autism therapist on a custom campaign we play with him that doubles as therapy. He loves it. Hell yeah. We just have to let him play as a Jedi. A paladin. Yeah. Jedi with a bit of paladin with a bit of monk would be a very good Jedi. Yeah, wall running and the like. Hells yeah. Or a little bit of give them the telekinetic feat. Or the telepathic feat, but telekinetic would work better.
Josh, it's nearly midnight. I'm so hungry.
I have built a Jedi for fun, you know. And I think we could probably... Oh, yeah, and the Discord. We have the Discord as well.
We have
if you want to hang out on our Discord, we'd love to see you there.
Where we share excellent memes, such as the ones we have shared with you tonight.
Yes. But we should go away from here now. We should raid somebody.
Yes.
We have a few options for raids. We have the Killer Bits, who are doing 4 Tales. We've got GTG Vicky, Corsair's Covert Stream. Oh, that's us. Agent number 1 is playing Warhammer Total War. Or I reckon we drop some big peeps on someone new, you know? Because no one I know is really playing D&D. So let's go to Twitch and say, what have you got? Who's playing D&D right now? Categories I like. Dungeons and Dragons. Any suggestions in chat? We are digital art, campaign planning, Robert.
L2S Entertainment is live. From the lower right.
Misadventures with the Greasy. L2S Entertainment. Crashing Tentacles. Pirates. Ooh.
Hit the magic word there.
Thrashing Tentacles, Pirates of Aliki Rise Again, come join game. Natural Pengu. I think we will raid Natural Pengu. Because it looks like they're doing pirate-themed stuff. So we will chuck a raid over to Natural Pengu. That sounds like fun. I couldn't find L2S Entertainment. What are they doing? Are they that a D&D thing? Chaotic Platypus, you are very welcome. It's always lovely to see you, mate. Alrighty, let's go and find let's go and drop that raid. So we will go away from here now. Thank you so much for joining us. Throw your favorite raid emotes up in chat. Tell Natu Pengu where we came from, and we will see you hopefully next time on Sunday for our charity game. Amazing! Say goodbye, Karen.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much.